The Golf 7.5 TCR is the most valuable and most wanted hot hatch in this country. After driving Mr. How Much's TCR for the first time, I knew I had to get one.
This has been a car that has been in the back of my mind, just nibbling away at my brain and saying, you need to get me.
And we finally found one. And I was lucky enough to find one TCR at GoBid for less than half of its current retail price. So I attempted to buy the cheapest Golf 7.5 TCR in the country.
But the price is still cool.
They tried to extinguish the fire. I can smell fuel. This car probably like caught a light because of the fuel leak. It's got a fuel leak. On the bottom I can see like fuel just leaking profusely out. I do not know what to expect underneath the car. I'm honestly scared. I do not know what to expect, but let's go and see what we find. Ooh, wow. Ah, no, this one is bad. Nothing is gonna be worth saving. You know how much this is gonna cost, right? Yeah, I'm cooked, Baba. So today, big day. We are going to GoBid Pretoria, to go check out one car. This has been a car that has been in the back of my mind, just nibbling away at my brain and saying, you need to get me. And today we're going to check out a VW Golf 7 GTI TCR. After I drove Mr. How Much's TCR, I've just had an itch to get my hands on a Club Sport or a 7.5 or a TCR. But I wanted a TCR in particular. And then when I saw this TCR in particular at GoBid, that there might be one, I said, we're not gonna let this one pass us by. Let's try for the first time to go get one of the cars before we buy them checked out. So we're going to check out this TCR. The car's got really low mileage, 42,000 kilometers, and it having 42,000 kilometers, they said that it's got a partial burn and it's regarded as a non-runner. So I want to see, where is the car burned, like how much is it gonna cost us, because these cars are currently retailing for about 600,000, and that's TCRs with about 80,000 kilometers on the clock. This one has got 40,000. So if we can maybe get this TCR for at least maybe how much, like 300,000 rand, 250,000 rand, we stand a chance of making some serious money on this TCR the day that we decide to let it go. So let's go and let's check out this TCR.
We're headed to GoBid Pretoria to have a look at the TCR and see if it's worth buying.
So how's it, guys? We have finally arrived at GoBid Pretoria and I'm here to check out this VW TCR. If this is not too good to be true, because this 40,000 kilometer TCR, that thing was looking scrum-delicious. Hey, this is the cameraman that doesn't part. Very ugly, eh? Come with me, let's go check out this TCR, if it's going to be a luck or a lemon.
Hey, yeah. Put your trust in me. Coast to coast from JFK to Tuscany. Doing AMAs with all y'all, see what's up with me.
GoBid Pretoria has a large selection of vehicles that are ready for auction, with plenty of minibus taxis and even luxury vehicles such as this Maserati.
Ain't got no label now officially. In more ways than one, I'm independent limousine riding.
Alright, so we're going to check out the TCR. They're just going to lead us. There's our master over there. He knows where everything is. So let's go check it out and see what this thing looks like.
On the GoBid The TCR was listed as a non-runner with partial burn. From the images on the website, the burn marks were not visible. The only sign of damage that we could see was the residue that comes from a fire extinguisher. A partial burn could mean melted pipes, wires, electronics, or even burnt computer box, which are all very expensive to repair. Let's just hope for the best.
I think that's it over there. The thing is in one piece, boy. No panel beater there. You don't need nothing there. Wonder what kind of worms we're gonna open on this.
There it is, one of 300 both 7.5 TCRs that were manufactured.
The car's like literally perfect so far. No big dents. They said it has a partial bend, so you wanna see. So stick inside. It looks so new inside. And the seats, I don't know if that's Alcantara or what. Yeah, you see on the picture that I showed you, I was right. This is like fire extinguisher stuff. So it must have like caught a light or something from underneath. Probably from underneath. Maybe some stuff burnt out, you know. It looks like maybe like the issue was here. The flame was probably like somewhere here, because that's where they tried to extinguish the fire. It's got a downpipe. Yeah. Otherwise everything looks stock. But I can't see where it's burnt. You can probably see from underneath. But this thing is like all over the starter. There's residue to extinguish fire. Can we try and switch it on just to see? Right. So this car looks really clean. This car is clean. The inside looks brand spanking new. And I understand because it's only 40,000 kilometers on the clock. The engine still looks good. I can't see where the car must have like caught a light. So I'm also quite scared as well to try and swing it, because we don't know, maybe it's gonna like catch a light again, round 2. So, but we'll try and start it and see. We'll try and switch it on, confirm the mileage, and check everything. For now, I haven't seen where the car could have possibly burnt, cause yeah, there's just all of this residue from the fire extinguisher. But this looks like a very good deal. All of the plastics are intact. There's no melted plastics to show that this thing was burnt. Maybe it burned from the underneath, I don't know. Go check it out.
It is so amazing that the exterior and the interior of this vehicle still looks brand new. Comment down below and tell me, what do you think of the condition of this TCR? Let's just see what happens when you put the key in.
Yeah, I think it's got a fuel leak. I can smell fuel. I think it's got like a fuel leak. Yeah, let's go check there in the front. It's got a fuel smell. So let's check here. Yeah, it's got a fuel leak. It's got a fuel leak. On the bottom I can see like fuel just leaking profusely out. So it's got a fuel leak. This car probably like caught a light because of the fuel leak. Maybe the fuel touched the exhaust, and that's why it's got a partial burn. You can smell it. Yeah, I can smell the fuel. So this car's got a fuel leak. Hopefully it's something small. Hopefully when the car did catch a light, it didn't cause too much damage. Right, let's bid for this TCR. So this TCR, I'm actually happy with it. I've seen what's wrong with it. It's got a very bad fuel leak. It having a very bad fuel leak, that means that the car won't start. If it doesn't have sufficient fuel pressure, the car will definitely not start. So if you've got insufficient fuel pressure, the car won't start, and I think that was the reason for the car to also catch a light. It was mainly because of that fuel leak as well. It must have like dripped to the exhaust and then caused the car to like burst into flames. So I just hope that the flames maybe like weren't that bad. I'm gonna be definitely bidding for this car, and I hope we do get it. So TCR lowest one we checked was how much?
600,000.
600,000. We still at way half of that. So at most I think we'd spend about maybe 100,000 to fix this one up. Maybe we can still come out ahead. That's if it's not cooked. Because if it's cooked, then we also cooked. But the price is still cool. Yeah, fast like that. I wish all of the biddings and the auctions were easy as that one. Alright, so we got a Golf 7 TCR now.
And just like that, we are now the proud owners of this Golf 7.5 TCR.
I think I've got too much faith in GoBid. Too many good experiences make me gullible. Aish, we got a Golf 7 TCR. Aish, at a very low price. The cheapest TCR we saw online was 600,000 rand with 80,000 on the clock. This TCR has 42,000 on the clock, and we got it way under half of that as well. So yeah, it's a good one.
Now let's do some maths. We purchased this vehicle at more than half of its current retail market value, which gives us enough room to plan for the worst possible outcome, which is replacing an engine. And a new engine can set us back anywhere from 65,000 to 80,000 rand. So even if we do still buy an engine for this vehicle, we will still be under the market value of this vehicle, leaving us with some very big room for profit if we decide to sell. And that is the maths that you also need to imply if you are buying vehicles from auctions. And if the issue is small and we don't have to spend much money, we may have gotten away with the biggest heist of the century.
So I think we must just stick to GTIs, not GTRs and Aston Martins.
That's where the luck is.
That's where the luck is. Comment down below. Maybe we should start like a Golf 7 GTI dealership where we only buy GTIs and we resell them. We got too many project cars now. We got the Porsche, we got the GTR, we got the TCR, and we also still have the Golf 7 GTI as well. What must we do with all of these cars, guys? Maybe give away one, but we also need to also start looking for the car that we're gonna give away. I still also have my Golf 6. That one I'm gonna give away. That one I'm gonna give away. My Golf 6, guys, I'm not using it anymore. So yeah, that one I'm gonna give away. Yeah, but I wanna rebuild another car that I'll give away as the second draw, because I see we're gonna reach 150k followers soon, subscribers on YouTube. So let's get to 150k so that we can give away the next car for free. Double.
I have still not gotten to terms that I am now an owner of a TCR. But let's go back to GoBid Pretoria to fetch our new car.
So this TCR officially has a brand new owner, and that's us. Today we're coming to collect our TCR. We were fortunately the successful bidder, so let's go and fetch our VW TCR and hope for the best and not hope that we've got ourselves another Inkinga. Alright, it's a little bit hot this morning. They asked us to go wait that side, so we're gonna go wait there and then just wait for them to call us to collect the car, because we've already found a tow truck that can assist us. Guys, if you're asking yourself why I'm always buying cars, I've got a debt to pay to the inner child within me that I've always made promises to, that one day I'll get this one, I'll get this one, I'll get this one. So yeah, I'm paying my debts to the child that never gave up.
I need to address the comments about the motorcycle content.
Over here at this GoBid in Pretoria, they got a couple of bikes. That's something I haven't seen on the other branches, but to be fair, I haven't like roamed around like I've been roaming around here. And they've got a couple of bikes, so you guys have been begging for the motorcycle content, and most of the bikes here are also non-runners. Let's see what they got. That one's like a scooter, but one of my appies used to have that Suzuki. Most of these are like, there's no like exciting bikes like your RRs and your R1s. Yeah, I don't know nothing about bikes. Here's a disclaimer, but I want to show you which one I think is a proper bike. Comment down below and let me know if it is a proper bike. I think that one is a proper one. That's screaming like I'm fast. This one here, this looks like a fast bike, but it's a BMW. I've always heard a lot of people saying, yo, BMW is hard to fix or whatever, but this looks like a fast one. Comment down below, let me know what's the name of this bike, and is it a sleeper bike or is it like a slow bike that just looks good? But this looks like a fast one.
So now it's time for the TCR to go up on the forklift.
Right, the TCR is officially on the way. There it is, there. I just want to cover my eyes. Yo, forklift. So there it is there. The TCR is on the way. So the TCR just arrived, they dropped it. Now they're going to do their final inspections, and then we can be on our way. So something pretty scary, one of the drivers said, yeah, he said that the GTI that's bent underneath, so maybe the burn is like really bad on the undercarriage of the car, but we can only see all of that once we reach the workshop. But I've got my fingers crossed. I couldn't see the complete burn after I looked underneath the car the day that we came to inspect the car. But yeah, got my fingers crossed. The top end of the car looks good, so let's just hope for good good electronics, an unburnt computer box. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. Yeah. We need a battery. Off. So I can't wait to hear what this thing actually sounds like with the downpipe, because this car's got downpipe. I can't wait to hear this engine roar. But the interior of this car, guys, it is super duper clean. Everything got the small details on the seat belt with the red trim, you know, red for danger, you know. This is a nice one. I honestly think this is like the best car we've bought so far. Like, this is like proper clean. Proper stuff. I'm too excited. Let me get out of here. I think the handbrake was already down.
I saw something a little bit concerning.
Hey Baba, sump is open here. Right. I think the sump is like burnt off or something. Wow. This is where the danger is. Hopefully the engine is not seized. If the engine can turn at least, what if the fuel leaked onto the sump burnt, and then the oil like combusted as well inside because it's at high temperature, fried everything inside. That would be bad. Guess we'll see when we get to the workshop.
On the trip back, the damage I saw was in the back of my mind, but I brushed it off. The TCR has finally arrived. And now we can have it pushed into the workshop.
Right, TCR finally dropped. Now it's time to see what we find. Only 300 of these were made. This is number 141 of 300. Only 300 and we have one. You know how many guys like GTIs in South Africa? And we got our hands on them. That's crazy. Alright, so the TCR has finally arrived at the workshop. I saw a sneak peek of the damage underneath, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the damage to look very catastrophic, but let me be hopeful. Let's try and get this car pushed into the workshop and let's have a look and see the amount of damage underneath the car. We need a booster so we can put it in park. I just want to get it on the ramp now and see what lies ahead for this repair. This is definitely maybe one of the most cleanest car we've bought at the auction. So maybe the downside could be the cleanest car, but the car with the biggest headache, you know. Wait. It's driving. Alright, cars in the ramp. It's late now, it's quitting time. Let's check it up quickly and see what we find here. What nonsense. Maybe we should not check this car today, because what if I can't sleep at night because of frustration? Maybe check it tomorrow. Too late to tell now.
And while the car is going on the ramp, my heart is racing, because I do not know what I may find underneath this vehicle. Alright, the TCR is all jacked up. Remember guys to always do a history check on a vehicle before you buy it. I used Car Vertical on this check and it gave me a breakdown of this vehicle's history, whether the car has been stolen and the true mileage of this vehicle. You can also take full advantage of Car Vertical and get a 20% discount by simply clicking the link on our description to get a 20% off your next Car Vertical check, or use our promo code, which is Mambo20. Right, now that the TCR is all jacked up, let's lock the car so that we can work safely. So I always prefer to work on a locked car, and then we can check.
Alright, the TCR is finally jacked up. I do not know what to expect underneath the car. I'm honestly scared. I do not know what to expect, but let's go and see what we find. Ooh, wow. Yeah. Wabafanas. No, this one is bad. I always exaggerate, but yeah, this is bad. Yeah. Ooh. You know when you get shivers down the back of your spine? Yes. Oh. I'm gonna give you a little snippet, okay? I'll give you a snippet. Look at this. Conrod. Your engine is cooked. Nah. What? Engine got fried and we got cooked. Yes, this is a Conrod. So I can already tell you now, nothing is going to be worth saving on the motor itself. The best thing we can do for ourselves is probably get like a brand new engine and slap it in the car. I honestly think that's what we can do, because this engine here is cooked, boy. How did it get like this? I do not know. I don't know how it got like this. What caused it to go to catch a light? What caused it to like bust the conrods like this? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like we have another GTI/TCR engine to rebuild. Second one. Oh, I'm cooked here, boy. I'm cooked, boy. You know how much this is gonna cost, right?
I can take a guess.
700 trillion. Ay. Yes. We still don't know where the fuel leak is coming from. We don't know what caused the... Yes. Oh, I think the injectors are leaking inside. It looks like the fuel is coming from like the sump, inside the sump. Yes, that's crazy. Oof. Yeah, ne? Yeah, I am cooked, Baba. Yeah, I am cooked. I was just looking at that other Golf 7 that we did, how much work it was. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna stay away from such big work like this for a while. Only to find out that one day later, I got this issue on my hands. So I think as well, to save myself a lot of headache, what I need to do is just ensure that I put a brand new engine on this car, just so that the value of the car is still good. I know that it can still last like a whole lifetime, so we'll put like a brand new engine on it. Because if this is like this, I can bet a good dollar that there's some damage on the cylinder head. There's beyond repair damage on the block. So rather just get a head block and sump complete, slap it on the car, call it a day. Or what do you guys think? Must we strip the motor, see the damage? Yeah, hey, it's these downpipes. It's these downpipes. Hey. Maybe they put a tune, this thing overfueled, caused a big bomb inside the engine.
This is definitely devastating. From the looks of things, it looks like the fire has somehow destroyed the sump as well as the engine internals. We don't know just how bad it is yet, and we'll only learn how bad it is once we've stripped the engine.
It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good, bruv.
After pulling out a chunk of that conrod, I'm a little bit concerned that we might actually have to get an engine for this TCR. In all my years rebuilding non-runners, this TCR has to be one of our cleanest purchases yet. But it may also be one of our most expensive rebuilds. And now I just need to ask myself if this car is even worth saving.
So behind me, what I want to first do is try and clean the engine bay out, because it's got that fire extinguisher debris. So we're going to try and clean that out first, just so that we can see and locate all of the bolts of the vehicle and work comfortably. Plus two, I think these are like hazardous or something. So we'll just put on some masks, blow everything, and then get the engine bay cleaned out. Then we'll start working on this car.
Let's get it done. This is the residue from a fire extinguisher, which raised a lot of eyebrows for some people. How did the previous owner of this TCR put out the fire so quickly? Most cars that catch a light don't usually end up with a partial burn. Most vehicles usually burn until the fire department puts out the fire, leaving nothing behind. Whilst it is possible that the previous owner did have a fire extinguisher on hand, but that's highly unlikely. It could be that the TCR caught a light in a controlled environment, like a dyno or a track, but more on that later.
Alright, now that we've cleaned that up, what we're gonna do, we're gonna first tackle the suspension, work on the suspension, remove the drive shafts to prepare the engine to be taken out. So we're gonna start with the suspension, then the undercarriage of the vehicle, then we're gonna start removing all of the wiring, airbox, everything, so that we can remove the engine. So there's a lot of you guys that have commented before and said you can't remove the engine from the top or from the bottom or whatever the case is. So I'm gonna show you another way that we can also remove this engine, because on our last Golf 7 GTI repair we removed the engine from the front, and this time we're going to be removing it from the top. Those that said we can't, watch me.
We got the car raised up so we can remove the front wheels.
Right, now that the engine is at a good height to work, you can start removing all of these bad boys. And in case you're wondering why I got my jacket 0 degrees here in Joburg,
we have spare on the other side, removing the driver's side wheel.
Alright, that's the wheel out, easy peasy. Tires are still fresh. I'd say this got maybe about what, still 60% life. So before we move any further on these cars, you can't do anything without removing the covers. So just need to remove the upper cover on the wheel arch, the lower cover on the wheel arch, then the lower engine cover.
Next, we needed to remove the water bottle for the headlight washers, but before that, we had to drain it first.
So the configuration of the TCR is actually like the configuration of a Golf 7 R line, including the water bottle that we're currently trying to take out that side, as well as the intercoolers on the right hand side and the left hand side. So if you look at the TCR, it also doesn't have fog lights, just like the Golf 7R or the 7.5R. It doesn't have fog lights here. It's got vents to go to the these other coolers that are on the sides. So this is going to take a little bit of a while.
Next, we can start by removing the drive shafts, but before doing that, we need to remove the control arms. Now that the drive shafts have been disconnected, we can now lower the vehicle so we can start working on the engine. Starting with the air duct, which collects all of the air that goes to the airbox. Next, the airbox that houses the air filter. Some of the bolts and nuts were seized on, so we needed to use lubricant to help remove them.
It's the airbox out. Now that the bottom is done, the wiring is done, suspension is done, we're tackling the top. Now we're gonna do the battery, remove the wiring like normal, everything that's in the way, try and get the engine out.
Now that I got the battery removed, we can move on to all of the other smaller pieces that are blocking us from removing the engine and gearbox.
So as we go along, I think that's where we're gonna see like what's damaged, what's still good, what's still reusable on this car. But for now, I haven't seen any other damage besides what we saw on the undercarriage of the car. So far, I would say so good. Hopefully it remains that way. But then again, we're dealing with project cars here. You must always expect the worst.
Next, I removed the battery stand. Next was the radiator. Then we had to remove the computer box.
Computer box out. Now, my favorite, wiring. So it's time to remove some wiring, remove the aircon compressor as well, because it still has the aircon gas. So wanna try and save 400 Rand by not removing the aircon gas on this car. So yeah, you're gonna leave the aircon compressor hanging just so that we don't have to remove the aircon compressor pipes. So let's get down with the wiring. Maybe I should take a picture.
Yeah.
I'll chance it.
Removing these wires is the easy part. I do not look forward to putting it back together. I then disconnected the starter and then moved on to the rest of the wiring, like the headlights. Next, the fuse box. My technicians took over and handled the rest of the wiring. Afterwards, my technicians had to get the engine crane and mounted the engine to it so that we can start removing the engine from the engine bay. Right, with the pipes, water pipes out, the downpipe out as well as the wiring out, we've got enough room to start removing our engine, and that's what we're currently busy with now. I've got 2 other help now. These engines are going to be the death of me. I'm going to stop working on them alone, and that's why I got my 2 very sharp trainees with me. The engine's almost out. They just forget to remove some stuff from time to time. That's why they take out and stop and take out and stop. And I must give the little ones a chance. Otherwise, they're not gonna learn. You can do it. Have some tea.
And after some adjustments, we managed to pull the engine and the gearbox out of the TCR.
Look at these guys, only at Mumbles.
And now we can get a closer look of all of the damage.
Yes.
You can clearly see a huge hole in the sump, as well as all of the damage that was caused by the fire. The engine cannot stay on the crane, so we'll place it on this temporarily.
Let's see how much stuff they broke. Of course, they didn't break anything. This is the University of GTIs, Baba.
Right, engine is out. Next step now is for us to start stripping this engine and see how bad the damage is within the engine, whether we can save more money on this build, and reuse the old engine. So I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed that once we start stripping this engine, it is not that bad. Comment down below, tell me, what do you think? Do you think we might have to replace this engine? Because if we do need parts for this engine, you know we covered on second-hand parts. But if we need a whole engine, I think we might be cooked. But comment down below, let me know what you think. Let's get this engine stripped out. Analysis of this TCR engine, and it looks like it's properly cooked. I did not see all of this. The car doesn't have 1, it doesn't have 2, but it's got 3 holes in it on the block. So it's got 3 holes on the block. I don't know if this can be repaired, but I don't know. All right, so these are the 1-2 holes on our block. The third one is on the sump itself, so it's literally quite bad. I don't know. Panache, come here. What do you think could have caused this hole here? No idea. Because when you switch the ignition on, fuel comes out of the sump. Maybe we don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was tuned. Huh?
Maybe they didn't put proper seals on the cars when they caught fire.
Maybe. But I'm thinking maybe the piston must have, like, since everything is like damaged like this, got pushed to the top, maybe hit the injector, and then now the injector just keep putting water. I think maybe they were, but if you're driving a car rough, it shouldn't.
No, not like that.
Like that, no. It shouldn't do damage like this. This is bad. Cause now there's no choice. We have to get another block. Now, what if we put in the new block and the problem was tuning or whatever the case was? We start up the car and it busts, because you don't know if there's tuned software or whatever the case is. We don't know the history of the car basically. So even if we can put in like a new engine on this TCR, this might happen again because we don't know what caused it. It could be because of faulty tuning, overfueling. It could be because of a lot of things. But yeah, we'll see soon. Let's get it stripped. The damage on this engine gets worse every time you look at it. Two technicians will work on the exhaust side and one will work on the intake side. First, the turbo.
After removing the oil cooler and the oil cooler housing, we can see even more terrifying damage on this engine.
What should we do with this engine?
Throw it away this time.
Next, we removed the wiring harness. We also managed to remove the alternator. Next, the air intake manifold. We are making a lot of progress, but there's still a lot more to do, like the water pump.
Our water pump is out. Looks like it didn't take much damage, even though the piston came out like right next to it. It could have like easily busted it out, but the water pump's good. We'll reuse this. Everything's still practically new on the car, so try and save much money as you can. So I think most of you guys that have been here from Fantuka, you should remember that Rasta guy. He's been with us for the past, what? Wow, how many years now? I think about 7, if not 8. He's an ancestor here. Not going nowhere. Got some good guys, spare from the previous video. What we did do is spare that other GTI, that smash, front smash. So Sanele, you know, and then Panache. Yeah, he's also gonna be he's assisting us well today. Also one of my good guys. I think he's how many months you with me now, Panache? How many months now? 1 year. Ah, you lying? Yeah, so Panache is 1 year. Spay how many? 1 year now.
13 months.
13 months, space counting months. Sanel, how long now?
I think like
A decade.
6 or 5 years.
Yeah, so he's been with us for long. Have you learned anything?
Yeah.
Or you still learning? It just can do on change. So yeah, Sanel is one of the good trainees that we have. Can give him an engine now to take out and put back. 2 hours, 3 hours gonna be done. So this guy next to me is Panache. He doesn't do much, just gives advice. He's got the easiest job here at the workshop. You see, even now he's like, do this, do this, do this to everyone, eh? Must check the videos every time. Even the previous one is just giving advice. Let his AP do all the work, eh?
Yeah.
That's why your AP is resting today, because he's too tired.
I tired that one.
Now, the starter. While we were at it, we also decided to remove the transfer case. The more we stripped down this engine, the more holes we actually found on the engine block of this TCR. But let's strip further. We got the injector rail removed. Next, we're going to remove the gearbox on this TCR engine. We're going to leave the flywheel attached for now.
So busy with the TCR. I got some of my best guys on the job helping me out. Believe it or not, we've had this engine stripped in less than 30 minutes. So the engine is stripped in less than 30 minutes. I'm also in the background trying to at least provide a little bit of training to my semi-masters over here in the background, but it's big help having them with help with this. So we're just gonna strip the engine now as well to the bare block to see what we can use. So far, most of the parts that we've been removing that are the hanging cards look really good in terms of we can still reuse them once you're rebuilding the engine. So yeah, that's good. So next we need to strip down the engine and see, but let's remove the rest of the other stuff.
Next, let's get this high pressure fuel pump removed.
So one thing I know for sure about this build is that we won't be able to use this block because it's got, I think, about 20 holes in it. Come, let me show you some of the few. So you've got some big damage here on this side, some more big damage this side, and even more damage in the back of the intake side of this vehicle. So yeah, it's a lot, but yeah, we're trying to get this thing like finished and done. But yeah, we've got spare blocks, so we'll see if we need to just swap over the cylinder. That's exactly what we're gonna do, guys. You'll see how hard the cameraman is working. Look at that position. He thinks he's working the hardest, yeah.
With that done, we can now also remove the PCV of this engine.
case you don't also know, I'll just give you some free advice. Doing automotive content is one of the most expensive, like I would say, things to do. Doing automotive content, you can ask all of the other slightly bigger content, automotive content creators, and they'll tell you. Like over here, you just break even on everything that you do. Automotive content is quite expensive to do, because even the guys that do car reviews, sometimes they hire cars just so that they can get their hands on those vehicles. So doing automotive content, it's expensive. Because for us right now as well, we've got like a 4-camera setup over here. It's this one that I'm recording with. It's this one the cameraman is using. It's that one there. There's another one over there as well. So wanna try and get like all of the angles as well. Alright, now that the engine is stripped down bare, what we're gonna do is get this onto the engine stand, and then we are going to strip the engine down, see what we can still use from this head block and so on. Let's go.
Now and try and focus on putting this engine onto the engine stand.
Now that my engine is on my engine stand, let's get this engine stripped down and let's see what we can use and what we can't use. Let's go. So first and foremost, timing cover needs to come out, just so that we can access the cams, all of the stuff, all of the goodies. Camshaft adjustment valves are reverse thread, so when you take them out clockwise. So once they loose, the cam bridge can come out just like that, and then spare will keep that safe for us. Right, let's take out the top camshaft saddle mounting. So on my old Gold 7 video that I did when I was lubricating all of the coil packs, I said I lubricate them so that this doesn't get left behind. So if they're not lubricated, this breaks off when you take out the coil pack. So that's why it's always important to lubricate the tip. So when you lift your coil pack, this doesn't happen, and then you might need new coil packs. For you to flat it. So start with the top first and see the damage on the side. Right, all of the camshaft saddle bolts are out. This should just lift up very easily. It should lift up easily. Alright. Wait. And wait, now let's somewhere. Alright, that's the camshaft saddle out. So far everything is looking good. Everything is looking anxious. Let's remove the cams. Can cheat them. Alright, that's the exhaust cam out, which costs an arm and a leg, mind you. So this is also very good. The lobes look good. They don't look like they ran even while the car was like not running, had no oil, I mean. So yeah, that's good. Intake cam as well looks good. It's got a little bit of scratch marks. Come see here. So it got a little bit of scratch marks right there. So other than that, that's the only thing, but this can still be usable. This lobe is absolutely fine. Put these away. All right. So let's remove all of our lifters. These are our rockers that actuate our valves to open and close. Right. Next we're gonna remove the cylinder head now.
Let's strip the cylinder head.
Right, cylinder head out. Yo. Yeah, here. Yo. You see here, it's like a bomb. Yo, it's like a bomb went off here. So the sleeves themselves have got holes. 2 sleeves have holes in them. And then the pistons themselves as well look like they had a hammer hit them with the valves. So I'm guessing we should have some bent valves on the cylinder head. Let's inspect the cylinder head. So this is our cylinder head. Top view looks tops. So this is our first piston. It looks absolutely horrible, like absolutely horrible. It looking so horrible, as I also predicted that something could have hit here where the injector is, which will cause the injector not to come out and like press it inwards. So yeah, so this is the damage on piston number 1. Absolutely horrible. It's like something broke inside here, was jumping up and down while the car was idling. Same story for number 2. Same story a little bit for number 3. It's got bent valves. 4 has got some bent valves as well.
From the cylinder head, we can see that it is not looking good for this burnt engine.
Alright, let's turn it around, spare. Right, let's strip this engine further, see how far we go, see if we can see anything more.
Mambo, someone said that this engine may have blew up on a dyno, and that's why they were able to extinguish the fire so quickly.
Ah, yes. Either the dyno or maybe the racetrack, one of the two. But I definitely think dyno. If this thing exploded during the dyno testing, then that means that our computer box is like slightly retarded at the moment, because it blew while they were busy setting it up. But yeah, I think there's a very big possibility that it could have exploded during the dyno, because on dynos they tend to push the cars a little bit too much. So that one is definitely a possibility. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to waste my time stripping down this thing. Yo, look at this. Red droppings everywhere. These are all pistons, all bits and bobs of an engine. This is an oil squirter that squirts at the pistons and the cylinders. Everything is just kaput here. The oil pump is holding on one bolt. The oil pump is broken off. Everything here inside is cooked. A proper explosion happened here. Yeah. Yeah, there's no need to tear this thing down. As you can see, the damage here is really bad. Yeah, definitely can't use anything on this thing. We have to get a new engine for the TCR. This is heat. That's heat, because the engine can't even turn.
The bearing,
but you see how nice it's turning here, so. Yeah, but this one is dry.
It's gonna cost 700 trillion to fix. 700 trillion. Look at this red droppings in here, boy.
There is a hole so big that you can actually see right through it and see very clearly on the other side. There is definitely no saving this engine. We'll just have to try and source a new one. The head, block, sump and pistons are all unusable. At least we've managed to save some of the hanging parts and see if we can't use them on a new engine we will be sourcing.
Yeah, this scrap of an engine is what's left of my TCR engine, and by the looks of things, this engine is cooked, baba. Trying to fix this would just cost me trillions and trillions of rands. So we are going to be looking at a possibility of either getting a new block or getting a new engine for the VW TCR right behind me. This has been a roller coaster of emotions trying to get this vehicle back on the road.
For us to successfully do an engine replacement on this TCR, we have to remove all of the hanging parts and install them onto the new engine. In the last video, we removed the burnt engine from the TCR and discovered that all of the hanging parts were actually in great condition. They just needed to be cleaned due to all of the leftover residue from the fire extinguisher debris. The damage was only on the head, block and sump. On the last video, a lot of you guys shared your opinions and said that the Golf 7 GTI engine and the TCR engine are different, and that the TCR shares the same engine as the Golf 7R engine. And I can confirm that the TCR's outer components like the turbo, ECU and radiators derived from the Golf 7R line, and they even share the same engine number. Even more so, the internals on the head, block and some are also strikingly similar. They have the same forged steel crankshaft, same cast iron block. The only differences are the forged pistons, reinforced connecting rods, but the exhaust valves are similar to the Golf 7R. So yes, there are a few differences in the internals. However, the Golf 7 GTI head, block and sump can still be used for our engine replacement. So we are going to fit this engine into the TCR and it should work exactly as the original, if not better. With the engine successfully installed onto the engine stands, my technicians and I can start installing all of the hanging parts. Let's get it done. First, the turbo. If you guys remember, this is the first part we removed from the old burnt engine, and now it's going to be the first part we install onto the new engine. With that done, we'll now move on to the oil cooler and the oil cooler housing. The oil cooler helps keep your engine oil cool.
It's the oil cooler installed now.
Now the PCV system, which basically helps regulate the flow of crankcase gases. The water pump on these EA888 sits right next to the oil cooler, but before we install it, we need to get it cleaned up because it still had a little bit of the fire extinguisher residue. Now let's install it. Next, the alternator.
Our engine assembly is coming along like very nicely. PCV is on, oil cooler housing and the water pump is also on, and we did not forget the knock sensor. That's something a lot of people forget and then they put it on afterwards. Then you have to take out your intake, etc, etc. The turbo is also on. This thing, it's an upgrade.
Now let's put on the intake manifold.
We're gonna remove the engine from the stand, get the gearbox installed. After gearbox is installed, the engine's basically gonna be in like one piece. Once the engine is in one piece, we're gonna just, not gently, just throw it. Just throw it in there.
Since we have a little bit of space, we use the airline to blow off some of the unwanted debris from the engine bay. We got the engine mounted onto the engine crane so that we could get the gearbox installed. On that topic of the gearbox, the Golf 7.5 TCR uses a different gearbox than that of a standard Golf 7 GTI. The standard Golf 7 GTI uses a 6-speed DSG DQ250 and the TCR uses a 7-speed DSG DQ381. And the difference in gearboxes was engineered for faster shifts and to handle more torque. If you're currently enjoying this video and learning a lot, please make sure to subscribe and help us reach our target of 150,000 subscribers. First, the rear main seal. Next, the flywheel. With all of those necessary components installed, we can now install the gearbox.
The gearbox is finally on the engine now. All we have to do, tighten all the bell housing bolts. Once all of the bell housing bolts are tight and we are happy with that, I think we can just safely put the engine into the vehicle and see whether it's going to start or bust again. I think that's like one of the things I'm most scared about, because I don't know what happened. Do we have a defective software on this vehicle, or do we have a mechanical issue or some bad juju on the vehicle? So we'll see.
With the gearbox successfully installed, we can now install the starter. Next, the wiring harness.
So now we have done quite a lot on the car. We're going to be sorting out the wiring now, something that is not my favorite, but I got some help, so it's going to make everything much easier. So yeah, another disclaimer I should tell you guys, I know we did 2 separate videos on this TCR, but this was actually done all in one day, and we currently about what's the time now? Sorry, let me check. It's 12. We started working at like 9 o'clock. So this is how much progress we've done in like 4, if not 3 hours. So we had the old engine stripped. Now we've got the new engine assembled. We're gonna put it in, hopefully get the car running as soon as possible. So now let's get this engine, let's get the wiring done. After the wiring is done, let's get the engine in the car. Let's go.
Now the coil packs. We always grease up the tip of the coil packs to prevent them from getting stuck and breaking off next time when you want to service your spark plugs.
This is gonna be easy for us next time.
Next, the transfer case.
Hey Spare, how much do you think the TCR was bought for?
Plus or minus 320.
How much do you think it will cost to fix?
Less than 80,000.
How much do you think the TCR was bought for? 50,000. How much do you think it will cost to fix? 60,000. How much do you think the TCR was bought for?
Maybe like 150.
How much do you think will we spend to fix it?
Maybe like 90.
With all of this installed, there's definitely nothing stopping us from placing this engine and gearbox into the engine bay.
Okay, so what are we about to do?
We're about to fit in the engine.
The engine was successfully fitted into the engine bay. Now we can torque down the bolts for the engine mountings. The engine is definitely in now, but the job is not finished. Let's get it done.
Hey Panache, what are you doing?
Concerning the lollipop mounting.
Okay, let's see what Spare is doing.
Hey Spare, what are you doing?
Putting the exhaust on the table.
Okay, let's see what Sanele is doing. Sanele, what are you doing?
Connecting the heater core pipe.
And with absolutely no supervision, my 3 technicians were making great progress.
Let's put in the battery stand.
We got the radiator fan installed. Next, let's get the computer box installed. Now let's install the airbox and then the air duct. Next, we raised the TCR so we could start working on the suspension.
So Spare, what are we about to do?
We're about to put the drive shafts, engine up, lollipop mountings, do everything underneath, then we're done.
We installed the drive shafts as well as the control arms and the rest of the suspension.
Hey Spare,
Yes.
why don't we prank the boss, and when the engine starts, someone just uses a wrench and knocks like the side of and then he thinks there's a bearing knock.
He's gonna kill us.
Alright, battery's connected, start it.
It's revenge for all the times he called me a baboon.
He calls you this.
Yeah, he calls me that.
Yeah, I've been working very hard, yeah. Engine is on, gearbox is on, we're busy with suspension now, we're almost done.
Done.
Yeah?
Done.
Tires, wheels. Yeah, I've done most of the work now. It's just putting on the tires, you know. Yeah, I've been putting in the work.
Next, we installed the lower pieces of the fender liners. Always ensure that you install the drive shafts first before the fender liner, as it can be a little bit of a challenge to get all of the bolts tight when the fender liner is installed. We then lowered the car a little bit so that we could install the tires on the TCR. Next, the remaining undercover, leaving only the battery, oil and the coolant. If you're currently enjoying this epic rebuild, please make sure to subscribe and help us reach 150,000 subscribers.
So my team has been doing the easy part.
Now it's time for me to do the hard part. Alright, let's get that done. So right now, easy part is done. Engine is fitted. All the hanging parts are done. Wiring as well. The most easiest is also done. Now I'm gonna do one thing that I asked the gents not to do, because it needs you to be meticulous and you must make sure that everything is done right when this is done. Alright. So let's get the oil filled in. Not anyone can do this one. Just needs years of training. You see, Spare, this is how you do it, man.
This engine can take up to 6 liters of 5W40 on a dry fill.
Right, so another thing you guys didn't see, we put in a new oil filter. We didn't want to use that old oil filter because of the filings. We still also have the old auxiliary pump because I don't think that's damaged as well.
Next, the coolant.
Right, before you comment there and say this one takes red coolant, we're still gonna flush the system. We just don't wanna run the system dry. So yeah, we're still gonna flush it. For now, we'll use the blue one.
And now it's the moment of truth. We have successfully replaced the engine on this Golf 7.5 TCR. And now we are going to attempt to start it up for the very first time since we purchased it from GoBird.
Right, so what we're gonna do first, we're gonna start the car, well, not start the car, swing the car with the computer box disconnected, just so that we can build up oil pressure, fuel pressure, everything. We don't get a second explosion. This car was on sport mode. Last time it was running, it was on sport mode. That explains a lot. So let me show you the sport mode there. So yeah, something was going on here. Anywho, let's swing. Panache, you got me there, no? Okay. What's that? Huh? Noise in the engine. Yeah, plug it in now.
Don't bend it, plug it.
I think I'm late.
Right, everything's plugged in now. Moment of truth. Let's see. Panache, no salary end of the month if it doesn't start. Nice one.
One shot.
Rough. Maybe it's gonna. Panache, what's going on? It's gonna get together. Engine light is flashing. Okay, let's try and start it again. Let's see. What's that? In there? What's that?
Airbox. Yeah.
I think the software here might be buggered up. Okay, let's start again. Seems to be like starting to idle properly. The techs are checking by the engine, but on my side, engine light is gone. Must I try rev a little bit? You heard that?
Yeah, it sounded like a bearing knock.
What's going on there? Okay, so we heard a noise in the engine. So we switched it off. Must I try it?
What's that, bearing knock? Huh? How come? New engine. How come bearing knock on a new engine? Well, it looks like the engine we were supplied is faulty. It's got a brand new, I mean, it's got a, it sounds like it's got a bearing knock. So it's got a bearing knock, this engine's got a bearing knock. The software, everything is good on the car. Yeah, because you're not getting any management lights. We've got more than enough oil, but yeah, we somehow got a bearing knock on this engine. So that means all that hard work was for nothing. Start it again. Nothing we can do. Wow, they have to give us another engine, but now all this hard work is gonna go all down the drain. How is a brand new engine faulty? How is that possible? Have to call the agents, get another one, I guess, and see. Go. Right, let's pick up. Yeah. Oh, what a waste of a Sunday. Got enough oil, got enough everything, but just got a bearing knock out of the blue. Or maybe one of the caps is not tight, Spanish. Maybe they didn't tighten properly at the factory.
You had to tell me it was spinning there. It was making a noise already.
While we were... Yeah. So it was making a noise while we were cranking it to see. Because I did ask what's that noise, it's going kata kata as we were testing it. Right, it's fine.
Something is definitely not right over here. We spent hours fitting this brand new engine, and now it seems like it was all for nothing. And no matter how many times I started this engine up, the knock continued. After putting in so many hours, my technicians and I were definitely in disbelief. So what now?
We'll try again tomorrow. In this industry, you always win and lose, but you lose mostly. And today was a good day for defeat, and we were defeated. We did accomplish replacing the engine itself, but we did not accomplish in terms of getting the car running as we would like it. So at least I know the software is good, because the car is running absolutely fine with the bearing knock. It's firing on all 4 cylinders. So engine is idling smooth, the exhaust is smooth. The exhaust even sounds really nice. It's just a knock, it's just a bearing knock. Ish. Right, so it's just the bearing knock that's left. Yeah, we'll try again next weekend. It's really so I think this is the end of this video. Comment down below if you want to see us fighting with our supplier, because someone has to pay for this labor. For this labor, we just, it's 3 guys plus me. I was working very hard today. So it's 3 guys plus me working on a Sunday. Sunday is a double pay. So, yeah, someone has to account, Baba. We did everything nice, but our part is faulty. Alright, comment down below if we must record when we putting in another engine that we're going to be getting from our supplier. I'd really love to get this thing sorted out once and for all. Yeah, I'd love to get this car sorted out once and for all, get it running,
smoothly, you know. So yeah, for now I'd say there is progress, because the car is running, the engine is turning. On our side, we did everything lacquer. The issue is our supplier supplied us a faulty engine. Win some, lose some. Today it was a win, and it was a small win but a big loss. A small win in terms of we got the car running, we know the car runs, but a big loss in terms of this car right here not the engine not doing what we want it to do. All right, check you on the next one.
Came up with another solution for this TCR rebuild. I do want a Golf 7R engine in this engine bay.
This guy is demons, that's all I can say.
It's spraying me.
I fixed it!
Alright, so behind me is my Golf 7 TCR that I got from an auction, and so far things have not been going my way with regards to this rebuild. So number one, we got this car from an auction, and when we did get this car from an auction, we found that the engine is completely toasted. So now, since my engine had a bearing knock that we were supplied, I've came up with another idea to just put a Golf 7R engine on my TCR. So that is what I am planning to do on this TCR. So let's go source this engine that we're going to put. So now we're going to be installing a CJX onto the VW TCR that belongs to a Golf 7R line. So let's go get this engine and let's recondition it.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a CJX Golf 7.5 R-Line engine. This engine was actually changed from a vehicle that had came to our workshop because it had low power. So now I will be attempting to remove the cylinder head and strip this engine bare to see what was the problem.
Alright, so right in front of me over here is a Golf 7R CJX engine, head block and sump, and this is what we're going to be using for our VW TCR. So now what we're actually going to be doing is fully reconditioning this engine, since a new engine let us down, and I do not want to waste any more time by maybe trying to get another new engine, because let's say we do get another engine, and us getting another engine, we end up having to remove that engine again because of some issue. Yes, I understand it's a new engine, but factory faults that like 1 in every 10 type of thing happened to us with the TCR the last time. So I have figured last night when I was thinking is that if you want something done right, you must just do it yourself. So this engine, let's get it stripped, and I'm going to be walking you through everything.
For us to successfully strip and assess this engine, the first thing we have to remove is the vehicle's hydraulic lifters. And then once the hydraulic lifters have been successfully removed, we can start removing the cylinder head bolts so that we can remove the cylinder head from the block.
Alright, now that all of the bolts are out, let's remove the cylinder head. Alright, it looks like the cylinder head is finally out now, and it looks like on this engine it's been worked on before. So this engine has definitely been worked on before, because this head gasket has got something that's called shellac. It's what you use to, if you're going to be reusing an old head gasket, it's a spray that you put on the head gasket just so that nothing leaks out of the head gasket, and no fluid leaks, as well as no compression gas leaks. So it's more of like a silicone, but for the head gasket itself. So this has been opened before, but let's see what we find. Right, so this is our cylinder head. Straight off the bat, I can't see any like physical damage on the cylinder head itself. And this is actually one of the reasons why I don't like that chemical shellac, because sometimes it will close up the water holes and oil holes, oil galleries and the coolant galleries. As you can see, like some of them are really bad, right? Yeah, some of them are quite bad. So that's why I don't recommend to use that thing. After close assessment, this cylinder head that belongs to the Golf 7.5 R line didn't need any engineering or any repairs. I was happy with the overall condition of the cylinder head. Alright, so I don't see any major damage on the cylinder. The cylinder looks good. I think it can be reconditioned. This is ready to use. Everything is good. It's not over skimmed. Everything is good on the cylinder. So we'll just see how goes it with the block. Let's check out the block. Since our cylinder is looking good, the problem might be on the block. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna inspect our engine block and see if we can't see what was causing the misfire on the vehicle. Let's turn the engine to TDC and inspect all of our pistons. Alright, so I've noticed something like straight off the bat. One thing I noticed is that when the engine is turning, the pistons don't actually go all the way up to top dead center. They end up leaving maybe like a gap this small, and that is a problem. Yeah, it shouldn't be doing this. A piston should go to top dead center and be at the same level as the block itself. So let me show you. Alright, so this is our block. Let's remove the head gasket so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Alright, so this is our cylinder head gasket. That's out of the way now. That can't be reused. So this is cylinder 1. If you look at cylinder 1 right here as well, it's got a very nasty break. So this is something that can cause the engine to have a misfire and not have sufficient power. So let's turn this engine. So while you turn, this needs to be prone up. Okay, so I'm gonna show you that this piston doesn't actually go to top dead center. All right, let's turn this engine so you can see how high this piston goes. So right now we're turning. That's supposed to be TDC in the middle. Let's turn the first one. Okay, cool. So number 1 is at TDC now, and as you can see, there's a very big gap between the surface of the block and the piston crown itself. There's like a big. This will limit the power that you get in the vehicle. So this is not good. We need to see what's causing this. So what will normally cause this, you can see like how low it is from top dead center. It's very low. Also, this is what you call piston flap. So these pistons are no good as well. These need to be replaced. We'll have to change all 4 pistons and also change the conrods. So what will actually cause this gap is if you use the wrong or incorrect conrods for the block itself. So it won't allow you to reach top dead center. Now that we have identified the issue on the block, it is time for us to start stripping the block of this vehicle and assess the conrods. The conrods are the main culprit of these pistons not reaching top dead center. If your pistons are not reaching top dead center, you will experience a loss of power and poor engine performance. In order for us to successfully get to the pistons, we need to remove the lower engine sump first. Then we need to remove the lower engine sump guard, which is held by one T30. As soon as that's removed, you can now successfully remove the cover. Right, the sump is finally out, and I think on this one we might open another can of worms because straight off the bat the oil pump has got all incorrect bolts and nuts. So yeah, it's supposed to be T40s or T45s, and it's got M10s and Allen keys. Alright, that's the oil pump coming out now. Push. So this won't come out because we need to remove the crank pulley and everything else that is in the way. Okay, so as you can see, this is not going to come out. We need to remove the crank pulley first. In order for us to successfully remove the crank pulley so that the oil pump can be able to come out, I had to make a plan and lock the flywheel bolts in the back so that we could be able to lock the engine and be able to remove the crank pulley bolt successfully. With the crank pulley bolts successfully removed, now we can turn over the engine so we can remove the front lower timing cover so that we can access the timing chain and remove it. Once your lower timing chain cover is removed, it should look a little bit something like this. Next, you're going to have to remove all of the timing guides and the timing chains so that you can be able to remove the lower oil pump as well as the crank gear. With all of the timing chains and the guides successfully removed, we can now focus on removing the conrods and pistons. In order for us to get to the conrods and pistons, we have to remove this lower upper sump, which is also held by multiple Torx bolts. You just need to be patient because these are very sensitive aluminum bolts. Once all of your bolts are out, all you need to do is just pry out the lower upper sump and you will now have access to the pistons and the connecting rods.
Alright, big progress on this block. Now we're just gonna remove the main bearing, the big ends and the main bearing caps, just to see if the crank is still standard, because if it's not standard I'm not gonna be using it. So yeah, let's see if everything is still good. Right. Let's remove these conrods and see how bad is it. Some of these bolts are like really crossed, so I think we might have an issue removing them. So once your conrod bolts are out, you just need to be careful the piston doesn't fall off the other side. All right, so that's our conrod big end bearing out. Let's check the size and see if it's still standard. So first things first, this has got the original stamp, VW and Audi stamp, STD. So STD will mean that the crank is still standard. So this block has got a standard crank, which is something good. So now let's check the main bearings if they are also still standard. Next on the agenda, let's get one of the main bearings removed just to see if that is also standard, because remember, if it's not standard we're not going to use this block. So these are normally like quite tight, so yeah, using a power bar can actually help. Alright, cool. So it's loose now. Once it's loose, we can just use our gun, take out the bolts. Alright, that's the first main bearing out. Let's check out the bearing now. Let's go into the light. In order to identify which one it is, it's also quite important to just clean it up first. Alright, let's have a look. So after cleaning, I've noticed that we still have the original VW stamp. Now all you need to see is the STD sign, which stands for standard size, and it looks like our mains aren't standard anymore, but I think we'll just confirm with the engineers or something. Yeah, but I don't see a standard size. I think the mains have been like grinded down. All right, let's see. All right, now that I've seen what I need for this Golf 7R block, I think it's time we turn our attention back to the TCR and try and get the engine removed. So let's remove the engine on the TCR.
So I have decided that I am no longer gonna bore you with how to remove an engine on a GTI. I have done that plenty of times. Helping me remove this engine is our favorite Rasta man, Sanele. So he's removing the engine, and as you've seen, the fan is always something that comes out first, just so that you can have enough space to remove on your GTI or R-Line.
And as I always say, fixing GTIs is not rocket science. All you have to do is just apply yourself and be a little bit patient. Sanele knows how to remove these engines because he's done it couple of times. And you guys should exactly know too how to remove these engines because you'll have watched these videos one too many times. Alright, Sanele has removed most of the stuff now on the car. So what we're going to do is remove the engine once again on this TCR. A lot of work because of one faulty engine. So let's get this engine removed out. Everything has been taken out, from the wiring to the pipes to the fan to everything. Let's get this engine removed once again on the TCR. With all of the connecting pipes and wiring removed, we can now successfully and cautiously remove the engine out. As I always state, you can remove this engine in a lot of different ways. You can remove it from the front, from the top, from the back, from the under, anyhow, whichever way that you are comfortable with. Let's get this engine removed and let's see what we do with our new TCR. Alright, and just like that, the engine is removed for the second time. Thanks to Sanele for the big help. Yeah, that's our engine again, our brand new engine removed from the TCR. Hopefully now when we put our new engine onto the vehicle, our other engine that we're going to be getting, that we're currently busy with, I hope that it'll be the last time we're fitting an engine onto this TCR. Alright, let's go. Right, the assessment of this Golf 7R engine has been a success. I've seen what we need to get, which is new conrods and everything. But while I'm still busy with this thing, I just got a special delivery from our supplier that supplied us our previous engine. So my supplier has apologized profusely for supplying us that engine. It was also out of his control because they buy these engines from their suppliers overseas and they don't know whether it's going to work or not. So they've supplied us with another engine over here. Now, it is a lot of hours and a lot of labor to get this engine removed and installed on this engine. And I really don't know what to do, whether I should just install this new engine onto the vehicle and leave the Golf 7R engine. Right now, I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. But I have made another, I would say, another, what's the word? I've came up with another solution for this TCR rebuild. I do want a Golf 7R engine in this engine bay. So what I was actually thinking of doing, we are going to be putting upgraded pods onto this block of the Golf 7R line. So we're going to put forged pods, make it nice and strong, and just soup up that engine. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to install this engine into the TCR. That's our old engine, and that engine has been removed. That's our old one that we got from our supplier that's got a bearing knock. So we're actually thinking of removing everything from there and putting onto this new engine right here. That's exactly what we're going to do. And then in the meantime, what I'll be doing is rebuilding the Golf 7R engine. I'm going to be rebuilding it and making it top notch. And then as time progresses and as time goes on, that's the engine I'm going to have fitted onto the TCR. Maybe the TCR can just be a Mambo Repairs gapping machine. I don't know. Comment down below. That's the idea that I had in mind with regards to this TCR, is to rebuild that engine for the R line, rebuild it, put some forged parts, some parts that can take some big abuse, and once that's done, fit it onto the TCR. Let me know if that is a good idea. But in the meantime, what I'm actually going to be doing is rebuilding this engine. We're going to put all of our hanging parts onto this engine, and hopefully I'm gonna cross my fingers that we do not get another bearing knock or any other shady stuff with this engine. If that happens, I'm done with these new engines. What we're actually gonna do is we're just gonna focus on our R-line engine, and we're gonna put our forged parts and get the engine into the vehicle. Well, here we go again. Another brand new engine for our TCR. Will it run? Will it also have a bearing knock? Let me just give you a highlight. This engine is big trouble. And I should have just listened to my gut feeling and just installed the Golf 7R engine. Alright, so behind me is our setup, our old engine versus our new engine. I don't want to bore you guys with reinstalling all of this again. I know you guys have watched that, so let's do a quick time lapse of reassembling everything onto our new engine for the TCR. Hopefully everything goes to plan this time. Let's go. So again, we got the three musketeers working on the car. Sanel, Espe and Banashe. We're trying to get it out of the shop and running again. These guys must be tired, but they got their cool drink last time we were working on the car. Today it's during working hours. There's no cool drink. Alright, the engine is almost done at the moment. Got the gearbox left on the other one. Yeah, almost there. Let's go. Right, some progress. Now engine is off of the stand, putting on the final bits and bobs like the bearings and the dowels for the gearbox, so that the gearbox can fit onto the new engine. That's fine. What you doing here? It's already in.
Yeah. Pilot bearing.
Pilot bearing. So these engines come with no pilot bearing, so we install a new pilot bearing onto the crank. Panash is gonna tell us what happens if you don't put a pilot bearing. Panash, what happens if you don't put the pilot bearing?
There'll be vibration on the gearbox.
You heard that? If you got a vibration on the gearbox, probably your pilot bearing is missing or it's gone. With most of the parts now installed, all that's left for us to do is install the gearbox and put the engine back into the TCR. Let's get it done. So this is the old engine that had the bearing knock. That one has been removed. Yeah, the one has been removed from this is the one that was removed from the engine, and this is the one that has a bearing knock. All of this red residue you guys see is all grease. So my experience with these cars, it's always good to grease up all of your rubber parts just so that they don't stick onto the engine when the engine is hot. So we also use high heat resistant lubricants when we're putting on the grease for all of the rubber seals on the vehicle. So it helps us in the future if you're doing any maintenance on the vehicle, because look at this, when we were stripping this one we didn't damage anything simply because we lubricated most of the parts. So that's where that helps us. Right, engine is complete now, gearbox is on, everything is on, everything is on Nandi there. Let's get it in the car. So this time around we're not going to make the same mistake we made last time of just putting everything on, drive shafts, covers, everything. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to put the engine on, put all of the coolant pipes on, all of the boost pressure pipes on, air duct pipes, wiring, everything. We're going to plug in everything, but not finish off the car in terms of putting the drive shafts. We want to run the car at least for a good 20 minutes or 30 minutes and see if it is good, if the engine we got this time around is good. If it is good, then we're going to close up the car and start testing it. All right, let's go. And just like that, we are now done assembling everything here, from the wiring to the pipes to the intercooler boost pressure pipes. Let's try and see if this engine runs perfectly. All right, so we didn't install all of the other stuff, which is the hanging parts for the bottom. Everything that's installed currently is strictly for the car to run and for us to test it to see if it at least holds proper idle for at least 20 minutes. So let's get it started and let's... Now that the engine is out on my VW TCR, I can rest assured because I did a car vertical check on this VW TCR and I got a breakdown of the vehicle's history. So you can also take advantage of Car Vertical by clicking the link on our description below and using our promo code, which is Mambo20, so you can get a 20% discount on your next Car Vertical check. So for us with the TCR, we were able to check and see the true mileage of this vehicle. We saw that the vehicle's mileage has not been tampered with. We also saw that this vehicle's engine needs attention. So Car Vertical gives you a rundown and a history of the vehicle that it has. So from its true mileage to the damage and to the estimated costs that it might cost you to get the vehicle repaired. So just like before, we're going to crank the car just to build up oil pressure and fuel pressure, and then our pull up should be there, the key should be there. Once we've built up enough oil pressure and fuel pressure, then we'll plug in the computer box and try and see what happens if the car starts or whatnot. Water's in, battery's in. Sanele, what's left?
Start the car. Start the car.
Start the car. All right, this time I'm not gonna start the car. Maybe I'm the one with the bad luck. So Sanele is gonna do the honors this time, being that he's been with us the longest. So we'll see if I'm the one with the bad luck or he's the one with the bad luck. Right. So the key was missing. Found the spare key. Let's get it plugged in. Let's see what happens if these guys did anything good. So we're busy cranking the engine and we're hearing something in the engine as well on this one. I hope it doesn't have a knock. Is it plugged in now? Yeah. Alright, let's start it up. Let's see if it ran properly this time. Start again. There's something that's leaking here. Right, we have what? Reset the fault. Let's try again. Why it's not loud like before? You remember last time the exhaust was loud? Huh? Cylinder 2 misfire. So we got a car's running now, holding idle, but saying cylinder 2's got a misfire, so just gonna check that out because our engine light is flashing. So let's check that out quickly. That cold pack is changed on cylinder 2. Let's see if it runs this time properly and no flashing engine light. Right, start. Backfire like that, not timing. Third startup after we changed the coil pack. Seems to be running smooth for now. Let's see how goes it. Hopefully everything's gonna be smooth. Maybe Sanele there is our lucky charm. You see, we had a misfire on cylinder 2. We changed the coil pack. Hopefully now there's nothing. So we got a couple of faults there: airbag lights, steering control, traction. But all of those lights go off once the car is rolling and the car's on the road. It sounds really smooth right now. I actually don't want to jinx anything, but yeah, we'll see. Rev again. And just like that, with the TCR running in the back, this marks the end of today's video. So on the next one, we're gonna be finishing up the car totally in terms of putting on the drive shafts, everything, the covers, everything, and take this car on the road and see if this engine won't just die on us on the road. So I've got my fingers crossed. For now, the car is idling perfectly behind me. Let me know what you think about everything, this build. Yeah, so we almost quit, and us quitting on this new engine that we had got from the supplier, we wouldn't have a running TCR at the moment. All right, see you on the next one. And remember, don't hate, congratulate. Tango. So yeah, this was supposed to be the end of the video. So as soon as this car got to operating temperature, let me show you what happened. Start it. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. After getting this surprise bearing knock from, again, a new engine, this definitely came as a surprise. So I decided to call my cameraman to come and get some footage of what was going on so that we could have an explanation for you guys. But what happened next is something that I have never seen in my over 10 years fixing cars.
Why it's not knocking now? It was knocking.
Yeah. Somehow, for some odd reason, the bearing knock just disappeared into thin air. This, in my over 10 years experience, has never happened before. And I do not know how to explain this to somebody else. I even sent an angry video to my supplier telling him that his engine was faulty. It started there. Second one, there's your old one there. Right, switch it off.
Maybe that one was also gonna keep quiet. That other engine.
So how does a bearing knock just disappear?
It didn't disappear, come back. Huh? Open it a little bit. I switch it off and check it in the morning. This guy has demons, that's all I can say. Huh? You don't think so? It's got demons. How does a bearing knock disappear, Bob? Bearing knock, it can't disappear. You know, let's go home, let's sleep, we'll see tomorrow.
After that truly shocking moment of the bearing knock just extremely disappearing into thin air, I decided to test drive this car with my cameraman and see whether something happens.
Why didn't you just stay behind?
Why didn't I just stay behind?
Yeah.
I want to feel the power of the TCR.
I think maybe let's first be smart about this and like
Take
just
it
drive it
easy,
in the
yeah.
complex first, yeah,
Before
we go on the road. Because you remember the Kia Cerato,
Oh shucks.
how we struggled with that
And then we said we're never gonna test drive at night.
at night. And we're doing exactly that, guys. Okay. Pretty loud. Oh, Mambo's got a TCR. So no knocking noises yet.
Oh.
What's that?
Oh, it's
your
seatbelt.
Your seatbelt. Man. Oh, it's loud. Are pops and bangs like stock standard on these cars or what?
I don't think so.
The engine sounds really good for an engine that had a bearing knock. Alright, we're going on the road now. It didn't fail at the complex. So let's see, check it out. Please, can this nothing go wrong? Let's punch it. Yeah, boy, yes! Oh, yeah, boy, yes! That, put it on sport mode.
Maybe do a launch?
Launch! We said new engine. You only live once, guys. I'm launching this thing. Traction control off. Yeah. Launching, Baba. Ooh. Oh! It's the one, boy! It's the one! Woo! Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear the launch?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is the one, boy. Launch it again. Ooh, that was proper. Traction control off.
I think the bearing knocks back.
What? No.
I'm joking.
No. Sheesh.
This thing is a beast.
That's nice, boy. That's nice. That's nice. Alright? Nothing exploded. Oh, this thing sounds proper, bruh. I fixed it! I fixed it! All by myself!
I think Panache and Salele will have something to say about
that. I can't get credit. All by myself. I'm a big boy. I fixed this TCR. Is the lighting good there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's that smoke?
Nice. No, that's just like
Oil.
Oil burning on the exhaust from when the car, I think previously. Let's do a launch inside the workshop.
Let me jump out.
And just like that, hours and hours that we have spent on this TCR working on it have finally paid off. This TCR, for now, might just be repaired. I cannot give you a definite answer as to why did our engine knock just disappear miraculously. If you by any chance know how something like this just happens out of the blue, please. So something happened yesterday. Right after we pushed the TCR to the limits.
Just traveled only 4 kilometers and then it died again. I'm very frustrated at the moment. This is my first time ever being stuck on the road. I've never ever been stuck on the road.
The problems don't end here. In my over 10 years in this mechanic industry, I've never seen anything like this happen. When I got this TCR, the engine was in pieces. The block literally had holes, and that's because they pushed this TCR to the limit. And we did the same mistake and pushed this car to the very limit.
So something happened yesterday, right after we pushed the TCR to the limit. Something terrible happened.
In my over 10 years in this mechanic industry, I've never seen anything like this happen.
And honestly, this might be one of the most expensive mistakes I have ever made.
In order for everything to make sense, there is a critical part that we forgot to include when we were assembling this vehicle.
Let's take a trip down memory lane and show you some exclusive, never seen before footage. Before we get too far into the video, don't forget that I'm giving away my Golf 6 GTI, and you can enter this giveaway by simply buying a ticket for just only 100 Rand. All you have to do is just simply click the link in the description below to purchase a ticket. You can purchase as many tickets as you wish. And remember, the tickets are limited, so get yours before they are sold out. Back to the video. What you didn't see on video 3 of the TCR rebuild was the suspension being assembled.
So, welcome to another part of this TCR. Last time on the last video of this vehicle, something happened. We had a bearing knock, then surprise, surprise, the bearing knock disappeared. So the bearing knock has disappeared for some time. Even this morning we actually got this car idled. There was no bearing knock. So on this video, what we'll actually be doing is putting on the suspension of this vehicle, all of the covers, and taking it on a road test to see if the bearing knock comes back or if everything is good. I am still wondering what caused the bearing knock to just completely disappear. In my over 10 years in this mechanic industry, I've never seen anything like this happen. So come along, let's finish the TCR and then let's power our way out of this workshop. Sam. Today I've got no help but my old faithful Rastaman Sanele. So we're going to be doing the TCR with Sanele today, putting on the drive shafts and the covers. So hopefully we can get this done in the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, boss. I'll give myself 15 minutes on this. So yeah, let's get it done. In order to install our drive shafts, the inner CV boots, we will need an M10 and a long extension. I hate installing these things, baba yo. There's no space, there's no room. I hate putting these CV joints on. It's one of my least favorite things to do amongst wiring. Golf 7 GTI CV joints. Panache, I need your advice. Can you help me thread this thing first? Right, Panache has got the hang of it. I think I'll just leave them to it. I'll come when the car's ready to drive. That's a good plan, eh?
Yeah, you're gonna do the hard part, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the hard part, like always. Panache, you can handle the easy stuff, ne?
No comment.
No comment again from Panache. He's angry that today is not giving advice, he's working for once in his life.
Sanele, do you listen to Bob Marley?
To me?
Yeah.
How come you last time?
I do this for myself, not for...
Panache and Sanele were the people who were responsible for helping us put back the drive shafts and the fender liners. Once that was done, they installed the undercover. Now the wheels. Once everything was installed, the vehicle was lowered so that it can go for its first test drive.
Now that the suspension is done on this car, it's time to get it onto the road. And before I do that, and before you drive or buy any car, remember guys, it is important to get full history of your car, find out if it's been stolen before or if it's been involved in an accident. And the one thing you can actually use to give you accurate results is Car Vertical. I use Car Vertical on all of my cars that I buy and own. Car Vertical is a user-friendly platform that gives you the vehicle's full timeline of when the vehicle was bought up until the present day. Car Vertical also gives you the true mileage of the vehicle, and you are able to see whether your vehicle has been tampered with in terms of the mileage. Car Vertical also gives you a history and tells you if your vehicle has been involved in an accident or whether the vehicle has been stolen before. You can also take full advantage of Car Vertical's user-friendly platform and get a 20% discount by simply using our promo code, which is Mambo20. So simply click the link in the description of this video and get your Car Vertical report. And remember, use Mambo20 for a 20% discount. Okay, from time to time this car actually does that. When we're starting it, when it's cold, it'll start and cut off, start and cut off. Maybe it's because the fuel is low. Yeah, let's put in some fuel. I think it's because the fuel is low. Let's put in some fuel and then yeah, take it from there.
The TCR was a little bit low on fuel, so we got it topped up.
Hopefully we won't have this issue going forward of the car starting and then dying off. Let's start it and see. Yeah, start. Go again. Okay, so I need you to start the car and hold the accelerator a little bit. The problems don't end here. Start. I don't know why it backfires like that. You see, when like a car is, the timing is off, a car will usually backfire just like that. But on this one, on cold start, it will backfire. You see now, the backfiring has stopped. The car's gonna be fine. Let go of the accelerator. It's gonna hold idle now. Right? If you switch it off and start it again now, it's gonna start fine. It's like low fuel pressure or something, eh? I don't know. Huh? Yeah, because if the fuel pressure is low, it'll backfire. A car will backfire if there's insufficient fuel. Switch it off. So you're gonna see now it's gonna start one shot. Yeah? Tumesa? Or maybe it could be like a software issue since this car got damaged on a dyno. I think it could be like a software issue. In a moment you'll see that the car will idle just fine. Just wait and see. Like a minute later, the car is idling fine now. So I don't know, maybe it's got like an issue on cold start. It could be software because I do suspect that this car got damaged on the dyno. So it could, I don't know, maybe the computer box is just got a screw loose in its head or it's retarded. So yeah, alright, we got a good running car. Let's let it warm up and then we'll take things from there. Will this car drive? I do not know. What do you think? It is running. Hopefully this TCR will not pull a Porsche Macan on us. What is a Porsche Macan? The Porsche Macan, we got it running, and then when it was time to drive, that thing said, no, like, I'm not driving by. So I don't know I'm so sorry about that. So I don't know what's gonna happen here, whether it will drive or it will not drive. But I do not see anything that could cause this car not to drive.
That's nice, boy. That's nice. Let's do a launch inside the workshop.
Let me jump out.
Unfortunately, that was the last time that this car engaged launch control. Since then, I've been having issues trying to engage launch control on this TCR. I do, however, have a huge suspicion that it could be because of the software, but more on that later.
All we have to do is to just wait for the latest documents so that we can test drive this car on the main road. First and foremost, the car sounds really good with this upgraded downpipe, whatnot. It sounds really good on launch as well. I'm still gonna have some fun, not lots of fun, some fun with this car. The engine is really smooth, handling is smooth. Yeah, this thing is like really nice. Yeah, proper stuff. Yeah, real proper stuff. Hey, you know what, when something goes right after going wrong so many times, yeah, I tend to just feel a little bit of achievement and excitement. So yeah, sorry if that was too much for you guys. Yeah, so I genuinely think and feel that the bearing knock is gone, guys, because this car, we really pushed it right now on our short test drive. We launched it, I do not know how many times. We redlined this engine. Of course, we did let the car get to operating. I'm not a clown, okay? Before you comment stuff there. Right, we got the car to operating temperature, everything was good. We were happy, that's why we drove the way we drove. And if something was supposed to go wrong with this engine, it should have went wrong. We launched the car 2 times, more than 2 times, and we redlined the car while we were test driving it in sport mode. So this engine, as far as I'm concerned, passes the Mambo vibe check.
So, how's it guys? So sorry to be making a video this morning. So something happened yesterday, right after we pushed the TCR to the limits. Yeah, I think we had way too much fun with the TCR, launching it over like 5 times. Here's what actually happened. As I was driving the TCR, a light suddenly illuminated on the dash and started flashing uncontrollably. What followed next was an unresponsive throttle body. Even though I pressed the pedal, the vehicle would not accelerate or even rev. So I had to try and pull over to the side of the road and inspect what was actually happening. And no matter how many times I tried to switch the car off and on, this problem persisted. That's the issue that we're having right there, that fault. So that never just shows up if you got your cluster on. And the car is currently not swinging, not doing nothing. So I don't know, we'll see. So right now, if we try and start the car, we've got a hard start. Now we've got the car to swing. So look, it's literally swinging right now. Nothing. So the car is currently not swinging, not doing anything. So I've asked my manager to just come by with a diagnostics machine and also come by with a throttle body, because before the car broke down, when I tried to press the accelerator, it just didn't do anything. So we'll try and plug in another throttle body and see if we still have that fault. So long as we have that fault, I think we're going to have a hard start and the car is also not going to be revving. So my manager didn't just come with the diagnostics machine and a bucket to pull me. He brought the cameraman as well. I don't know for what.
Good luck.
So this is the throttle body that we got. Let's just try and plug it in and see if we still have that fault. Maybe we can confuse the car, put this on, idle the car, that fault goes away, and we re-plug in the old throttle body and just try and get to the workshop, or I don't know, or just pull the car to the workshop. So let's unplug it. Basically now let's try and put in the throttle body. So you're just gonna plug it in. Just gonna plug it in, start the car up, idle it. Hopefully we won't have a hard start now, because before it was just going. We're gonna plug in this throttle body that the manager just brought. If the car starts instantly, then we know for sure that our issue is the throttle body. Alright, just gonna leave it here, hope that the car starts, and then it forgets for a while that the throttle body, the old one, is basically dead. So let's try and start and see if it starts. Look at that. So it starts instantly with this throttle body, which means that the throttle body is the problem. Because currently on the cluster, there's no faults at the moment. So what I want to do now is switch the car off and then replug the old one. I should maybe get a couple of kilometers before it dies again. If it dies again, then we'll do this. Once we close to the shop, we'll just get the car towed. Let's switch it off and do it again. Right, car's off. We're gonna plug in the old one now. I'm very frustrated at the moment. This is my first time ever being stuck on the road. I've never ever been stuck on the road, and I think that's because of the faulty programming that's on the computer box. So we have to flush this computer box. We have to flush this computer box, get it back to stock standard. The only programming I think we'll keep on the computer box is the cat delete, because the car's got a downpipe. Plugged in. Let's see if we still have the faults inside of the car, and if the car starts instantly with the old one. If it does, we'll have to close it and just run as fast as we can. So it's currently starting. Let's close the car up quickly. Come, let me show you the cluster. So the cluster is currently got no faults, as you can see. No faults there. So we'll have to rush to the workshop while the car's forgotten that it's faulty. Yeah. So one thing I always say about repairs, if a fault is intermittent, it's normally an electrical issue. But if the fault is persistent and it doesn't go away, that's normally a sign of a mechanical fault. So over here we've got an electrical issue with our throttle body. It could have gotten damaged when the car caught a light on the dyno before the car broke. Yeah, so we have to change this throttle body as soon as we get to the workshop.
A few moments later.
Broken down again. So the faults are back again. As you can see, EPC that light as well as that EPC light. So we need to plug it in again and make it forget. I think we just traveled only 4 kilometers and then it died again. So that's exactly what we're gonna do again. Unplug it, hopefully get to the workshop and get this car repaired and change the throttle body. So for now, just so that I can get to the workshop, I'll try and fool it just again. Attempt number 2. So it's just all about confusing the computer box, basically. Alright, start it again. Alright, so we only just needed to idle for a couple of seconds, then it forgets. Then we just plug in the new one, and then we'll get maybe 3 more kilometers, then get to the workshop. Yeah, but I think maybe once we close to the workshop, what I'll do is I'll just get the car pulled, just so that we don't end up damaging anything else. Let's rush again. Currently got the old throttle body in. Alright, let's rush again. Let's rush against time. rush against a intermittent fault. We have to flush this computer box. Let's try and get to the workshop. Hamba wena. Hamba.
Got about a minute before we reach the workshop.
Yeah. Alright. So we're almost there now. Literally like
Don't tell me.
again. Oh shit. Okay, we're just gonna roll as far as we can. Switch on the hazards. So again we are lost no power again. Power issue. We're really close to the workshop now. Really close to the workshop. So let's do our reset again, I guess. So we've got the EPC fault there and that speedo fault. So we have to reset it again. Again, if you try and start the car now, it's just gonna have like a hard start and not start. So we're doing this for the third time now. I'm sick of it now. Right. Now we cooked, Baba.
What's going on?
Now we cooked. Now it doesn't wanna forget. Now it doesn't even wanna forget. Now we're stuck properly now. Right. Now we cooked here. We might have to tow the car from here. Right. I'll catch you when I'm at the workshop. It looks like now our plan's not working, but this computer box, that's where the danger is. That's where all of our problems is stemming from. So you'll find that maybe there's also nothing wrong with our computer box. The issue is just the computer. You'll find that there's nothing wrong with our throttle body. The issue is just the computer box. So yeah, now we don't have a choice but to wait for Martin, our manager, to come back and just pull us straight to the workshop. Yeah, I think the issue here it's okay, that dial thing is gone, but the EPC light is still on. Car is starting now, but still got no revs. You see, when you try and drive it, just keep jerking. Shit. Okay, now what we're gonna do, let's try now to plug in this one and see what it does. I should have flashed the computer box a long time ago. Over here we cooked, Baba. We cooked here. No, it's fine. Let's just wait for the car to come, for them to come and tow us. There's nothing we can do. Right. Talk to you when I'm at the workshop. Alright, so we finally got the car towed to the workshop. So now basically nothing more to do, but let's get the throttle body replaced. Let's also get the computer box flashed. So yeah, let's get all of that done.
So the first step is to send the ECU for repairs and get it flashed back to the original software. Since this vehicle has got no catalytic converter, the only program we will leave is the cat delete software. While we sent the ECU for repairs, we replaced the throttle body. Modern vehicles such as the VW TCR 7.5 GTI do not use a throttle cable. Instead, they use an electronic throttle body. When you press the accelerator, a sensor reads your foot movement and sends a signal to the car's ECU. The ECU then tells the throttle body exactly how much to open using an electric motor. This whole setup improves your fuel efficiency, reduces emissions, and gives you a smoother throttle response. And that is why when you press the accelerator pedal on your VW, it feels more responsive. And that is why flushing the ECU back to its stock condition was a big priority for us, as I believe that is the main contributor of our persistent fault. After reinstalling the throttle body and reconnecting the ECU, it was time for a test drive.
Now that all of the coolant lines are plugged in on our VW TCR project car, we are going to use Gasket Magic to help us make sure that we do not have any gasket leaks on the vehicle. Gasket Magic helps seals all of the gasket leaks on the vehicle. It also does not clog up your radiator and your thermostat or even your heater cores. So you can actually save thousands in repair costs by simply using Gasket Magic to help you seal all of the gasket leaks you have on your vehicle. And using this product is as easy as 4 easy steps. All you have to do is locate where you pour in your coolant on your vehicle, pour in the Gasket Magic fluid, and then idle the vehicle and then drive off. You can also get your very own Gasket Magic by simply clicking the link in our bio and purchasing your Gasket Magic and get a discount by using our promo code, which is GMMambo.
Here's a quick word from the team that helped us build our website, which is helping Mzansi people out.
My name is Evans Mkwebo. I am the founder of Chirizi Technologies. Chirizi Technologies offers a wide range of services, but we mainly focus on web development, app development, and graphic design, where we focus on assisting SMMEs and established companies as well to develop a solid digital footprint. You can find us directly on our website, www.chirizitechnologies.co.za, or you can just pop us an email at info@chirizitechnologies.co.za. Super thank you to Mambo Repairs and his team. I've had experience with other people as well, but Mambo Repairs, you guys take the cup. Shout out.
Alright, now that we have changed the culprit on this TCR, I think it's time for us to take this TCR on a short test drive to see if we don't have any more problems. Let's go.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you, boy. What you thought of breaking down? Woo! Fixed for now. Hey, let me not jinx it. You fixed you. Let's just stop here. Right, looks like we're driving now. We got acceleration, because before, when you used to press the accelerator pedal, there was no action, no nothing. So yeah, right, so I think I've done about 10 Ks right now. The car's still driving really nice, very smooth, very powerful. So yeah, everything's still good. I think it's time that we take the TCR on a much longer drive. For now, it hasn't let me down. Yeah, so the TCR gave me my first experience that I was not happy about when I initially broke down. I've never ever been stuck on the side of the road, but that was my first time. I was really upset when I got stuck on the side of the road. But the car was still moving a little bit, but I had to call the gents and pull me back to the shop. Yeah, but at least it was a cheap fix. We're ready. We're gonna clap it some more, because if it breaks, it must break. Because I am eventually gonna sell this car. I don't want this car breaking on the new person, you know. Yeah, so yeah, this car's gonna be sold eventually. I'm not gonna keep it for far too long. So yeah, all right.
Since I'll be selling the TCR really soon, I wanted to make sure that this repair would last. So I decided to take a drive up to Pretoria, which is nearly a 100-kilometer drive.
Alright, so today I'm gonna be officially testing the TCR. I'm gonna take it on its first long drive. So me taking it on its first long drive, that means I'll be taking this TCR to Pretoria, so I don't want to just first like take it on a really long drive. So yeah, I'm gonna take this car to Pretoria. Hopefully we have a nice trip. You know, I really enjoyed washing this car for the very first time, and also yeah, just taking it on a short spin here and there. It was very nice. Big head turner. Gents really love this car, and it's also starting to grow on me as well. I know that I've been looking for a non-runner TCR, and I was very fortunate to find this one. But then again, I am just contemplating whether I should let it go or not, you know. Why am I contemplating that? Because we stand a chance of making a very decent profit for the workshop itself if we do decide to sell, considering that we got this car at a really low price. But one thing I can let you know for sure is that this car here drives really smooth. Beautiful drive from Randburg to Pretoria. Yeah, very beautiful, very smooth drive. So I'm just here for my meeting. As soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna drive back to Randburg, and I'll give you guys the first update as to how was the drive. Is there anything else that needs to be done on the TCR? So currently driving back from Pretoria, and the drive is very smooth. This was definitely a very good buy. Definitely do it again. The engine that we got this time, even though it had a bearing knock in the beginning, has proved to be a good one. Alright, so it's making me question that maybe should we have let the other one maybe idle. It was gonna knock until it keeps quiet, knock until it gives up. I don't know, let me know what you think. But that one we started it multiple times and it kept knocking. With this one, it knocked 2 times. It knocked the first time, we switched it off, we started again, it knocked. And then when I wanted to show my camera guy, there was no knock. Maybe the camera guy is the lucky charm, I don't know. Let me know what you think.
And this car drove better than ever.
Alright, now that the computer box is flashed and flushed on the TCR, we are good, and the throttle body has been replaced. I am happy. We took a long drive all the way to
Alright, after purchasing this car from GoBid as a non-runner, replacing the engine twice and fixing the software issues that this TCR had, it is simply unbelievable that hundreds and thousands of rands that were spent on this vehicle were gone in a couple of seconds.
Everything just happened so fast. And I'm basically thankful to be alive, because a lot could have happened at that particular moment in time.
This, by far, might be one of the hardest YouTube videos that I've ever had to make. I don't know. And this is what happened to my Golf 7.5 TCR. Many of you guys on this channel know the story of the TCR. But for those of you who don't, here's a quick recap. I bought this Golf 7 TCR from GoBid as a non-runner. It didn't run because the engine sustained serious damage from a fire. The engine had partial burn, and when we stripped it down, we discovered a hole on the block of the engine. The hole and damage on the engine was so big that you could see right through the engine block. With high spirits of having a limited edition TCR in our workshop, me and my technicians replaced the engine in no time. But when we attempted to start the TCR for its very first time, we heard this. A bearing knock on a brand new engine.
So it's got a bearing knock, this engine's got a bearing knock. They have to give us another engine.
And as disappointing as that was, we did not give up. We took the engine out for the second time and returned it to the supplier, and we fitted another engine. But unfortunately, the same thing happened again.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
I then decided to rebuild an engine that comes out of a Golf 7R. But whilst I was busy rebuilding this engine, a new engine came from our supplier. We got the engine fitted and we test drove the car for the very first time.
That's nice, boy. That's nice.
And honestly, driving the TCR was the most fun I've ever had in a Golf 7 GTI. And I think I'm very qualified to make that statement because I've owned over 3 GTIs in the past. And this TCR being the most special one of them all. It was all smooth sailing for me and the TCR until I noticed some of the issues with the car. Firstly, launch control stopped working. Then I had my first breakdown with the TCR. At this point, I really thought that this car might have some bad juju because we have replaced the engine 2 times on this vehicle and we still broke down on the side of the road.
I'm very frustrated at the moment. This is my first time ever being stuck on the road. I've never ever been stuck on the road.
Again, giving up on this channel is never an option. And if you're a real car guy, you know that some cars have sentimental value to us. And no matter what happens, you just never want to give up on your pride and joy, no matter how many times it disappoints you. After some testing and diagnosis on the vehicle, we discovered that the throttle body was the issue on the Golf 7 TCR. We suspect that during the partial burn, it might have caused some electrical damage onto the throttle body. After replacing the throttle body, the vehicle was absolutely fine, and I even drove it as far as from Joburg to Pretoria.
I think it's safe to say the TCR is lucky. It's lucky like yeah.
After that, the TCR was parked for nearly 2 months as I was out of the country with the Castrol Long Ride campaign. And when I got back, I finally had the opportunity to drive the TCR again. And that's how we got to where we are today. Because that day is when the crash on the TCR happened.
Alright, so after 3 months of like some really hard work on the TCR, this is where we currently are.
Here is a quick recap of how the crash actually happened.
This is a 2-lane road and we were driving on the right hand side of the road and then the other driver was driving on this side. However, he did not notice that there are these people that are pulling recycling bins and he only was aware of that like seconds before. So as we are driving on this lane, the guy just swerved quickly to avoid smashing the guy, not noticing that I was on his blind spot, and then we collided with him. And you know what, yeah, that was, everything just happened so fast. And I'm basically thankful to be alive because a lot could have happened at that particular moment in time. So our TCR also spun around and the back wheel hit over there. I don't know, so much happened in such little time. But yeah, as I said, like everything just happened so fast. But I'm also grateful that he didn't smash the guy that was pulling the recycling stuff, you know. All lives were saved, and I can replace my car, but you can never replace somebody else's life. So every life is at the end of the day worthy and worthful, because that guy that was pulling a troller, just like that guy there, he's got a family that he needs to go back to in the afternoon and see and provide for, you know. So as I said, materialistic things can be replaced, but a person's life, man, it can't. So it doesn't help to just be bitter and sour. All we can do is just soldier on.
This is the 2-lane road where the crash happened. We were driving on the far right of the 2-lane road. The VW Transporter was cruising on the left-hand side of the road, and as the VW Transporter was driving, he noticed that there was a man pulling a crate with recyclable goods. And unfortunately, I don't think he noticed in time, and he did not check his blind spot because he swerved at a very fast rate that did not also allow me to react in time. And by the time I could hit my brakes, it was too late. We smashed into his vehicle, going at approximately 59 to 60 kilometers an hour. The car spun around and faced the opposite side of traffic, and the taillight of the vehicle hit the transporter once again. It all happened so fast, but the driver of the VW Transporter even admitted to his wrongdoing. I even managed to get that on video.
You were avoiding the guys that were pulling the trash.
The thing is that because I didn't have time.
Yeah.
You also didn't have time.
Yeah. Alright. No, it's alright, don't worry about it.
At this point, I was still in shock, but eventually it started to sink in little bit by little bit that my TCR is once again written off. So, for all formalities, we went to the police station to file an accident report. And the worst part of everything is that my Golf 7 TCR was not insured as yet.
This is where we currently are, and I never wanted to say anything about this car or whatever because it's been a really emotional one. I think I was very emotionally invested in the TCR because it was like a really new car with some low mileage. I had some big plans for this car, and everything, literally everything, just went kaput in a matter of seconds. You know, in a matter of seconds, I could not control the destiny of my TCR. This TCR, I've been neglecting to post. I think you guys saw the consistency of the posting of my videos. It just went down a couple of weeks. I wasn't in a good space. Like losing my TCR really did something to me. And that's why we also went hunting for another car, which is the video that we recently dropped where we went to go check the RS6, the M4 and the Golf 8. It's because I currently don't have a daily, which is why I had to now as well pull back from selling my Porsche. My Porsche was already sold, and then I had to now defect from the deal because I literally don't have a car. And I don't like using my Fortuner because it's a high-risk vehicle. So the only car that I have left is my Porsche, my Fortuner, and the GTR. There's no way that I'm gonna be driving a GTR every day. So we had to get the Porsche back. So I still have my Porsche, and we actually had done a video about the Porsche, but then now it's not gonna make any sense because we retracted on the deal itself. So I'd like for us guys to have a look at the TCR, the damage, and I need your help because I want you guys to tell me what to do about this car, because honestly, just looking at this car, I had to go buy a cover because every time I saw this car, like, it just broke me to see it in this condition. Knowing how clean my car was, knowing the effort that we did on this car, yeah, it just broke me each and every day seeing. So we went and bought a cover just so that I just don't keep like getting my heart broken every time I enter this workshop. So what I actually need from you guys is for your guys' advice. What do we do about this TCR? I've considered it. I've considered selling this car to auction houses that buy smashed vehicles, basically to see who was the highest. So the highest I got was the offer from GoBid. So it's either I sell this vehicle for the offer that I got at GoBid, since it's the highest offer. You can also sell your damaged car at GoBid by simply visiting their website, or fix this car, and that's something that I honestly, that is not on my mind. But let's check out this damage on this TCR. But as well, I think that even if I do fix it, we do spend all the money and time on this car, I think it will be time for the TCR to have a new owner. No, I will not sell it. I think I'd prefer to give it away. There's just been so much emotional connection with me and this car. So it's either we sell it to GoBid, we fix it and give it away. I think fix it, donate it to my charity, and then sell raffle tickets for it. I think we only got two options. Either we sell to GoBid or donate it to the charity, we fix it, and then we sell like tickets for it or whatever, and then the new owner can enjoy it. So what I need from you guys is just advice on what we should do. But before you guys decide what we must do, let's check out the TCR. Let's see if the damage is even fixable. Okay, okay. All right, let's open this car up. The last time I saw this car was the day of the accident. I didn't even arrive back after that. I just went for some checkups to see if I wasn't hurt or anything. One thing I specifically told my manager was that I don't want to see that car, and I haven't seen this damage in such a long time, and it's, all right, let's check this car out. Oh, man. Oh my God, This is an unboxing this is the most uncomfortable unboxing that you can ever do. Yes. So this is what my TCR now looks like. And this is not the only damage, mind you, to the car. We've got front end damage, we've got deployed airbags, and the car actually also spun around, so we also have damage in the back of the car. So guys, this is the damage on my TCR. It was really a horrible accident. Luckily, we came out unscathed, with like literally unscathed, not even like a scratch. So much could have gone wrong. The windscreen could have literally like sliced us inside, That's why I just don't want to dwell so much on it. I think it was the mercy of higher powers and God that nothing happened to us. The car could have literally as well flipped over and went to the other lane and just caused more of an accident. So first and foremost, we need a new bonnet. I don't even think Albert Einstein could fix this if he wanted to. So we need a new bonnet for this vehicle. This bonnet is cooked, as the millennials would put it. The bonnet is cooked on this thing. The fender, right inside fender, is cooked. We also have got some structural damage, of which I do not know if it can be repaired. I think we might have to invite like a panel beater over to assess if this damage can be repaired, because this, I feel like, is one of the worst things on this vehicle. So that is damaged, structural damage, the fender, the bonnet, and then we also have got some damage to the wiring of the computer box. We need to do computer box wiring repairs. We definitely need a new fuse. Look at these wires. Ah, my God. Look at these wires. Look at these wires. It's in pieces, If I ever saw a car like this come into my workshop, the first thing I always say, this is a scrap, take it out, take it out, take it out. And I don't know why I'm even considering to even maybe fix this thing, because in my eyes, this is like completely a scrap to me now. So we've got a damaged fuse box, damaged wiring for the computer box, damaged wiring. Luckily, this cooler is not damaged. It's like intact and it's one piece. So we're also gonna pick up the car just to see if there is any further damage on the undercarriage of the vehicle. So The one thing that we haven't tried to do is to start this car up and see if it still runs. So we also need an air box and an air filter. So this is damaged as well. I think what we actually need to do here is like a full teardown of this car, because with cars, especially like the car that I had in the past, which was the smashed Golf 7 GTI that we did, we thought that the impact on the front was the only damage, only to find after some time that the engine itself as well was cracked. So we've got a damaged condenser, damaged inner radiator, damaged outer radiator, damaged fan, damaged coolant lines here as well. I think the starter as well has got a little ding to it as well. And of course, we are missing a headlight. The headlight is in complete pieces, so we need a headlight. We need a front bumper as well, since the bumper has just disappeared. There was once a bumper there, now there is no bumper. We need a lower lip for the car. We need an undercover tray, undercover splash tray. We need a fender liner as well. So on the outside, those like some of the major things. We also need a grille, the badge, lower grills as well for the bumper, the 7.5 bumper that we're gonna get. We'll also need the duct, the air duct stuff that collects all of the air for this radiator as well. Yeah, good luck finding that, Mambo. We will need a windscreen for this car. The windscreen is in pieces, and it looks like there's some loose covers here as well. Need a windscreen. I already have a quotation for sorting out the airbags. They quoted us 8,500 to sort out all of the curtain airbags, to sort out the driver's airbag, passenger airbag, reupholstering the dashboard, and resetting all of the modules for the airbags. So yeah, we've got that damage. So basically, one of the most expensive things that I think will be here is definitely the headlight. I think the headlight will be very expensive. These 7.5 headlights are expensive. So we'll also need a cradle for this car. We will need, I think, this bumper reinforced as well. PDC sensors as well. We'll need windscreen, the headlight washer jets. And my camera guy as well just told me that this headlight is actually different from a 7.5 headlight. These ones have got honeycomb style design, which was specifically for the TCR. So that's a real bummer. So the headlight is gonna be like really expensive, like 700 trillion. And you know, the most frustrating thing about this accident was that literally the day before the accident, I called my insurance broker and I was like, hi my guy, please tomorrow, can you help me with insuring my VW Golf 7.5 TCR? Because all of my cars are insured. I think one of the lessons that I learned from this accident is that I'm not driving my cars anymore without any insurance. And this has been like my first major accident. So I think what we're gonna do, once we see the comments of you guys, what you guys think we should do, whether it is fixing it or just letting it go to GoBid. Once I've gotten communication from you guys, I guess that's when we're going to start working on this car. We're working on either selling it or repairing it. So yeah, this is a very emotional one for me, and yeah, I'm just not even like smiling. If I smile, it's just I'm smiling in disbelief, you know, trying to smile just to hold the tears back. So yeah, guys, this is my TCR, and unfortunately I am now TCR-less at the moment, and this is what happened to my TCR. We will definitely need some panel beating and some advice on what we need to do with this. I think before we go any further, let's call a panel beater and just hear a second opinion if this thing can be repaired.
But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
Is your car overheating, losing coolant, bubbling in the expansion bottle, or even misfiring and causing a loss of power on your vehicle? Save thousands in repair costs by simply using Gasket Magic. It works on all water-cooled petrol and diesel engines, and it will also not clog up your radiator, thermostat, or heater cores.
Gasket Magic helps with gasket leaks and also sometimes helps with overheating. Amaji Group are the proud manufacturers of Gasket Magic, and they are proudly South African. Before using Gasket Magic, ensure the engine is cold. Step 1. You need to locate the filling point of your cooling system. Step 2. You need to pour in the solution. First, use half of the bottle and monitor the coolant level, and then check for any leaks, and if need be, use the remainder of the bottle. Step 3. Now you need to start the vehicle and let the vehicle idle. Let the engine idle until it reaches operating temperature, and then let it cool down. Once cooled down, repeat the process 2 to 3 times while monitoring the water and the coolant level. Once the whole process is done, take a short drive and ensure you check the coolant level of the test drive. Head on over to www.amajigroup.com and use our promo code, which is GMMambo2 for a 15% off on your next Gasket Magic purchase. Back to the video.
How's it, guys? My name is Njabula from Exclusive Auto Body. We're here to assess the extent of the damage on the TCR, whether it's worth fixing or not. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to remove the shock tower assembly. Okay, obviously we're going to drill out all the spot welds, all the damaged areas. We're going to remove the fuse box bracket, the computer box mount, as well as the fender. The bonnet needs to come off. Reason for that is so we can get access to the A-pillar. The windscreen also, total, so that's got to go, so we can start addressing the A-pillar. So as you guys can see, we've now moved over to the rear section. The bumper is also damaged, so we're going to need to strip that off. We're going to need to replace the tail light, and also some work done on the quarter panel. Right, if you actually come closer, you'll see there's actually a gap between the quarter panel and the rear door. Now that's caused by impact, basically. So once we pull this out, this will then align back into place. The cradle is in 2 pieces. We're actually looking at the crash bar. It's actually angled up. Fingers crossed the chassis legs are still aligned, but we can only determine that when we fit another crash bar. On this vehicle, we're going to need to address the curtain airbags. Dashboard airbag is blown, as well as the steering wheel airbag. I see the footwell airbag as well is also kaput. Is a TCR worth repairing? Definitely. Look, it's a limited edition. This kind of repair can take between a month and a half to 2 months, depending if parts are available. The most difficult thing to repair would obviously be the shock tower assembly, possibly the A-pillar as well, but it's definitely doable. I estimate this repair to cost, including parts, probably 300,000. Yeah.
So you just heard it from the panel beater. He says that some of the work can be done, or maybe he just wants the work. But he says it can be done. But honestly, on my side, I'm not sure what to do with this vehicle. Either I let it go with the offer that I got from GoBird, or I fix it and give it away for charity. So I don't know what to do about that one. But as I said, this is where I need your guys' help. Please do not be biased, because you know now that now there might be a chance to win a whole TCR. And I have got some amazing news for you guys that have entered our previous competition. We have finally bought the rollover vehicle. I asked you guys on the post what we should get, and there's a video coming really soon about the rollover. That one is going to be epic. That is something that has been at least picking up my spirits. All right, so we're finally on the undercarriage of this car, and honestly, the undercarriage doesn't look that bad. It looks like most of the impact was actually taken on the part of the arm, the strut where the mounting sits. So you can actually see now here the damage of this cooler. So this is our intercooler, which is going to be really expensive, like really expensive. So we're going to see how much that costs. This is needed, might need new pipes for the aircon as well, condenser. So we'll basically just see, but it looks like the undercarriage is not that bad. But as well, we need to put into mind and put into perspective that we can maybe only see most of the damage once the car is stripped, just like our previous Golf 7 GTI. So from me, I honestly don't want to rebuild this car because I think every little bolt that I unscrew is going to take a chunk of my heart away and a chunk of my soul away. But yeah, but that's why I started to do this YouTube channel in the first place, was to just always challenge myself, and I guess also challenge myself in some of the most uncomfortable situations, yeah, so the undercarriage doesn't look that bad, and I'll just wait to hear from you guys. Comment down below, let me know what we should do about our Golf 7.5 TCR, whether we should fix it, give it away, or whether we should just sell it to GoBid, and see what we do. But thank you so much for watching, and I don't know. For us to get the best possible price for our Golf 7.5 TCR, the car has to at least be running. So let's get working and let's get this Golf 7 TCR started up.
So at this stage, GoBid made me an offer on the TCR. GoBid came in with the highest offer all of the places that buy accident damaged vehicles. The offer on the TCR was 130,000 Rand, provided that we can prove that the car runs. So now we have to challenge ourselves to see if this car still runs. I've never attempted to start my TCR after the accident. However, I do know that my technicians told me that they struggled to get it starting.
The last time I saw this car here was that time it's been covered. I think even the Runex video that we posted a week ago, the car was covered just like it was. So something that you guys don't know about is the fact that after the accident, I did try to start this car and it wasn't starting. So there's a couple of possibilities. Either the car's pyro fuse, if this thing has a pyro fuse, got burnt out when the car's involved in an accident, or we now have got electrical issues because of the wiring that was damaged on this car because of impact. But whatever the issue is, we're going to sort it out today, now, fast.
A pyro fuse is a safety device on some cars that's connected to the battery. In the event of a very big accident, it sets off a tiny explosive charge that instantly cuts power from the battery, like blowing a main fuse. This helps to stop sparks, fires, or even a fuel pump running continuously after a crash, making the car a little bit safer for the people inside and the rescuers. If the Golf 7 GTI had a pyro fuse, it would not start. However, after checking the car and doing some research, I found out that there's no pyro fuse on the TCR.
First things first, what we're going to need here is a battery so that we can crank the car. Since the boys must have stolen my battery, let's look around for a battery. Let me show you guys what this car is doing. So what this car is doing, when you try and swing it, it just merely looks at you. So on this car, everything deployed here, from passenger airbag to driver's airbag, passenger curtain, driver's feet airbag to passenger airbag curtain. All right, so the car switch is on, as you can see, very nicely. Look at that low mileage, baba, 42,000. So now when you press the brake and want to start the car, it just looks at you. See, trying to swing it, no action. Foot on the brake down there, see? So what we need to try and fix now is that, get the car running as best as possible so that we can at least try to get the most out of this Golf 7.5 TCR. So let's try and see what burnt fuses they are on this car and take it from there. Let's go. So what we're going to need for this car is a diagnostics machine to see what's the issue. It's going to be a tons and tons of faults, especially with the damaged wiring. So there's either two possibilities. It's either we've got a burnt main fuse on the car, or just like my previous white Golf 7 that I fixed, when the car was involved in an accident, the engine could have took a knock and got damaged. If that is the case, then that's probably why the car's not starting, swinging, or whatever the case is. But crossing my fingers, hoping that that is not the issue. So right now, what we're gonna do is, let's plug it on the machine and let's see what the machine says. And then let's try and look for that main fuse. Once we've looked for that, then we can take it from there. We are running a diagnostics on this Golf 7.5 to see if we can get a little bit of direction, a sense of direction of what is the issue, why is the key not starting the car. So yeah, let's get that done. The diagnostics still loading, so as soon as it's done, let's talk about the faults. I think I might have found what is the issue here, getting some really good insight on our diagnostics machine. I'm going to show you shortly. I think one of the issues why it's not starting is because we've got a fault on our starter relay circuit. It's an active fault. There's an activation starter relay 2 open circuit. So there's an open circuit on the relay for the starter as well. Number 3, short circuit to ground for the starter. So let's go check out the relays for the starter itself, and then we'll take everything from there. Let's go.
So now we've got to figure out why this TCR will not start.
Right now, what I want us to check is the wiring first and foremost. Let's disconnect the wiring from the battery before a bomb explodes here. Looking at this, there's been a lot of short circuits because you can actually see that the positive terminals have been touching the body of the car because of all of these burn marks. So many of them. So what I want to do is remove this bad boy here and then inspect on the underneath if everything is still good. If everything is still good, then we'll move on to our next way of trying to figure out what's the problem on this car.
We are going to check for continuity to see if we may have a break in the circuit. If there is no continuity, it might explain why the car won't start. To do that, we will need to make use of the multimeter.
Since our car is not starting, we need to see if there's continuity from the positive terminal to the positive terminal of the starter. So if our thingy beeps, that means, and it's not beeping. Alright, so there's continuity from the positive terminal to the starter. So the issue is the signal wire from the ignition to the starter itself. So that's what we need to check right now, is the fuses. After the fuses, then we'll just run diagnostics just to see. So let's check continuity on all of our fuses to see if we don't have any burnt fuses.
There's actually a lot of missing fuses in the fuse box.
So far so good. No burnt fuses. Looks like all of the fuses are okay, none are burnt. So now we need the diagnostics, baba. But I think before we even plug in the diagnostics, let's try and robber this thing. You know what robbering a car is? So we're gonna robber this thing. We're gonna switch on the ignition. We're gonna put our own power on the starter and see if the car starts and holds idle. If it starts and holds idle, that means that the car is running, engine is running, everything is mnandi. But we now need to diagnose what is causing it not to start from the ignition barrel. And that's what we need to fix, just so that we get the best possible price for the car. So we're going to put the ignition on, and then we're going to rubber.
Using this wire, we will pull power straight from the battery to the starter to try and get this car started.
We're going to put our own power to the starter, see if the car runs. If the car runs, then now we have to take it back to the diagnostics and try and find out exactly why is it not communicating from the ignition barrel, and then try and sort that cut out. Otherwise, yeah. Let's see. So when we do this, what we actually do is we take power from the battery, and then instead of how a starter actually works is there is a permanent 12 volt that stays on the starter, and then you've got a signal wire, which is this wire right here. And then the moment you turn your ignition, this signal wire opens for all of this 12 volts. It acts as your switch. It opens for the 12 volts to go through and the starter to turn the engine. So now that the switch is not working, what we're going to do is just put the 12 volts onto the switch of the starter, basically. All right. So we're basically jumping it because we are not able to do it the right way. So let's see. It swings, at least the engine turns. Runs. You think it can launch? I miss my TCR, yeses. Yo. Well, it runs smooth. Oh, I'm getting second thoughts, bro. Oh, should I fix it or what? Yo, just listen to this. Oh. And something the guys don't know. Before the accident, we had tuned this thing here. We had big plans. We wanted to murder Glenn on cars. We put a stage 2 on the car. We're still going to do a lot of stuff. No hate to Glenn. He's a good guy doing great things with his TCR. But wanted to throw a challenge, do some content, have some fun with cars. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, enjoying your cars. Yo, but now hearing this thing, now that I know it runs, should we fix it? Should we not? Ooh, it sounds amazing. Sure. All right, let's see if we can try and find out the problem why it's not starting from the ignition barrel, and plug it on the machine, and then take it from there. Sure, it sounds amazing. It's because there's no airbox, so the turbo dump sounds like more better. The airflow is much better. There's no airbox there, so hearing that very nice swooshing noise and the dumping noise sounds amazing. Right, let's go get a diagnostics machine. It could drive as well because it runs. There's nothing blocking it from driving. Well, oh shit, the drive belt is out here, so it means it can't run for a long time because of the alternator is not going to be charging. That's number one. Number two, we can't keep the car running for too long because the radiator is messed up like that, and the car's engine could end up overheating. Number 3, I've got to hear that launch sound one more time. But then now I don't know if it's going to launch with so many faults on the car. I don't think it will launch with so many faults on the car. Yeah, one more launch just for control. Alright, let's go get this from machine. Okay, so our main issue right here is the starter relay. It's saying activation starter relay open circuit. So there is an open circuit on the starter relay. So let's go look for the starter relay and try and get that sorted out, and then hopefully the car can start from the ignition. Once that's done, then we know that we have got some progress. Let's go.
So now I'm going to do some trial and error with this starter relay. I also managed to get some fuses on a short notice. Now all I have to do is cross my fingers and hope this works.
So if you've got the correct starter relay, the car will start or crank?
Yeah, because right now the only fault that we have, it's saying that there's an open circuit on the starter relay, but we've replaced the relay for the starter, still not starting, which means that there's the wiring that goes to the starter relay is the one that's messed up. So just have to try and see if we can find the damage. And here's the burnt fuse. Yeah, is it burnt? Looks burnt. It's not burnt, but it looks burnt, but it's not burnt. Let's just open it up and see. This fuse looks burnt. Nope, not that one. The DCR is still cooked. There's nothing wrong with the starter relay because we've replaced it. The only issue we have here is just the wiring. So I need to get a chair, sit down, and just go through the wiring with a fine-tooth comb until I find where the short is, and then get that sorted out, and the key is going to be able to start the car.
So now I'll go back to looking for continuity on the fuse box and try and trace the wiring that moves from the starter to the computer box and fuse box.
So found the wire that goes from the starter to the fuse box, and exactly where it goes. I understand why it says this is a short circuit, because it's broken on this part of the fuse box. So we have to do repairs on this, no other way. So this wire goes straight to there. So we need to fix this part of the fuse box right now that we know. Okay, cool, big progress. Disclaimer, I hate wiring. I really hate wiring. Not my favorite thing to do. And now let's just see this thing. It's broken off just like this. It's not connected anywhere. That is why it is not communicating. It is broken. So what we gotta do now is try and fix this. This car should start now, I think. It should start. Like, I don't honestly see the reason why it wouldn't start now, because I've identified the broken wire, fixed it. Let's give it a shot there. You wanna start it? Yeah, give it a start there. Is your GoPro recording here, or is it on time lapse?
Time lapse.
Okay, let's give it a try.
With a little bit of frustrating diagnostics, I finally found why the car won't start.
Looks like this wire wasn't plugged in properly as well. So let's see now. All right. This car should start now, I think. It should start. Like, I don't honestly see the reason why It won't start now because I've identified the broken wire, fixed it. Let's give it a shot there. You wanna start it?
Yeah.
Alright. Press the brakes, try and start it. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, come on. Wait. Nothing, you sure?
Yeah, I'll try again.
Okay, wait. There's one wire that's not connected here. Try now.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a go now. Nothing.
Okay. Let's give it a try. I wanna see something here. Swing it.
Okay, I'm turning. Whoa.
Switch it off.
Okay.
Try start it.
Okay.
Nothing, eh? Nothing.
No, I haven't swinged it yet.
Swing it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've figured out where the short is. You're gonna see now it's gonna start. So the short circuit is actually where this thing is broken. So this piece where we were fixing the wiring for, where I said there is continuity, the piece that connects onto the fuse box, it's broken and there's no proper contact. So now if we just short it here and close the circuit nicely, be able to start the car nicely. Let's check it out with the key by itself. It's fixed now. So managed to find out what's the issue. Damaged fuse box. So I'm just gonna repair the fuse box now. Make sure that it's a permanent fix. Once it's a permanent fix, we know that the car is able to start on its own. We finally got the car running from the ignition barrel. Now that the car starts, I'm finally faced with one decision to make. Sell the car to GoBid for 130,000 Rand or fix it. One thing that is in the back of my mind is that I could break this car for parts and make a lot of money with it. However, this car, out of all of the cars that I have owned in the past, I think has got more sentimental value than the rest. And I think I'm going to make the best decision for my mental health. Before I say what I'll do, let's talk about how much the TCR costed me. I won the car from GoBid as a non-runner. It had a burnt engine and the car went up to 380,000 Rand with VAT and admin fees included. The tow from GoBid Pretoria to my workshop costed us a whopping 2,800 Rand. Next, we took the engine out in the TCR and discovered there was a hole in the block. So I had to buy a new engine which costed me over 80,000 Rand. We used over 6 liters of oil on this vehicle which costed us roughly about 1,350 Rand. We had an issue with the electronic control module and we had to send it in for diagnostics and repairs which costed us 2,200 Rand. We also had additional electronic wiring to fix on the vehicle which costed us 4,500 Rand, bringing up our total cost on this VW TCR to 471,000 Rand. If we decide to sell this vehicle to GoBid, we will be making a loss of 341,000 Rand. However, if we do decide to fix this vehicle, parts, labor, panel beating could cost us up to about 250,000 Rand. And unfortunately, I don't think I've got it in me to fix this TCR once again. So here's my decision. I think if this video doesn't end now, you're gonna see the next part where this car goes to these guys. We say back to the sender. And I say TCR from me to you. Laka, my bro. I decided to take GoBid's offer of 130,000 Rand.
As mentioned in my previous video about this car, fixing the TCR would be great, even more fantastic for content, but I just can't bring myself to do it. And one thing I have learned in the past and in the years of being in business and being a grown adult is to know when to finally let go of something. It would take too much from me emotionally and financially to try and resurrect this TCR once again. And one thing I always say to people who want to start buying, fixing, selling and flipping cars is you need to be willing to take a knock just so that you can move forward. So it's finally time for me to say goodbye to the TCR. Today, GoBid has sent their tow truck to come and collect the TCR, marking the end of this chapter.
Hiding everything in life is very frightening, and I love it so much that I longer don't know why. Every thought I have, I'm done. But it's like I know, might just meet some guy and cry a little. Help me, I need a good advice.
Thank you all for watching and supporting this project. Comment down below and let me know if we should maybe try and get one more GTI for this channel.
We are going to GoBid Pretoria to go check out one car. This has been a car that has been in the back of my mind, just nibbling away at my brain and saying, you need to get me. This car looks really clean.
Right, let's bid for this TCR.
The price is so
So we got a Golf 7 TCR now.
Guys, if you're asking yourself why I'm always buying cars, me, I've got a debt to pay to the inner child within me that I've always made promises to. The interior of this car, guys, it is super duper clean. Everything got the small details on the seat belt with the red trim, you know, red for danger.
Big head turner. Gents really love this car, and it's also starting to grow on me as well. I know that I've been looking for a non-runner TCR, and I was very fortunate to find this one. Let's punch it. Yes! Launching, Baba! Ooh! Oh! That's the one, boy! It's the one! That's nice, boy. That's nice. That's nice.